Welcome to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Tonight, we're here with the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series as they tackle the world-famous Yard of Bricks here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As tonight is going to be a crucial race here as we get closer and closer towards those playoffs here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. But first, we need to give a shout out to the sponsors that help make it happen here. And tonight we got an amazing race sponsor here. So it's going to be the Sim Wrap Market 250 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So make sure you head over to simwrapmarket.com. Go check out all the paint schemes they have there. Definitely a great inclusion of all different varieties from all different painters and painting styles. So, and all types of cars on iRacing too, not just these Cup Series cars. So make sure you go check them out. Definitely will not be disappointed. But again, thank you everybody for tuning in. My name is Zach Hall. Joined alongside me tonight will be Robert Moyer Jr. He's going to be running the production booth and being up here, of course, in the booth. As this week we won't have our Hunter Hayward as we had last week, but he should be back with us hopefully in the next few weeks as we look to close out this little bit of a stint we have here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series as we fill in for Pit Stop TV before they come back for the playoffs to close out the season here. But Robert, it is going to be a wild night here. The famed track of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so tough to pass, so tough to get a perfect lap around this track. Qualifying is going to be an important thing here as we near these final 7 minutes of practice. I think these drivers need to get all the, the crinkles ironed out and get everything ready to go.
That I have to agree with you, Zach. Yeah, it's going to be a fun race here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the famous Brickyard, as everybody knows it, as. But yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see what these guys can do with this dirty air, and it's going to be very interesting. I've been watching these cars in practice here tonight, and they have been all over the place. Some are just losing it, some are tight, and then you get behind a car and it just gets tighter and tighter. But yeah, so welcome everybody here. Like he said, Zach said, we're here with the BRB Racing League here, like I said, at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with practice just winding up here very shortly. Zach?
Yeah, practice here coming to a close here in the next 6 minutes as these drivers all get ready and situated for tonight's battle. And this is going to be an important time here at BRB. I mean, this is coming down to that crunch time where drivers are going to really have to get things going in the right direction because in my opinion, after tonight it don't get much easier because we have Indianapolis, which is one of the toughest tracks, but you go to Gateway, Rockingham, and then Homestead to close this out. These 4 races, Robert, are going to be all a tough task. And if you don't start, I think, tonight at Indy here with, some ability to get that momentum rolling, it's going to be tough those next 2 races, especially to get that ball rolling the right way.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah, the next 2 races, Gateway is tough as it is. They ran it back here last season, and it was a doozy race. And then Rockingham, that is just very, very tough race just in general itself, the way that track races. So we'll have to see how it all plays out, like you said. But yeah, speaking of the schedule, we have partially the schedule here from what the BRB Cup, what they have ran so far here. And as you can see here, last week at Dover Motor Speedway, we had Dakota Camper, finally getting into that victory lane. So that's finally gets his win under his belt there with Southern taking the pole. But yeah, so you can see the lineup here of the recent winners and the past winners.
Yeah, it's definitely a wide variety too. It's been a very close season. Dustin Stallings leading the points. He's got 2 wins along with Gavin Rogers, who's not racing full time, but the rest of the drivers all just 1 win for them that have stacked up. So it is definitely very close. Camper last week, of course, with that fuel strategy, able to stretch the fuel out and make it to the end of that Dover race that ran all the way out green. So it was definitely a strong finish there for him. It's going to be interesting to see how Camper can continue that momentum tonight, or who could be the surprise driver that we were not predicting like Camper last week to pull off win. It could definitely be someone new here tonight with how tricky and odd of a racetrack that Indianapolis is compared to all the other ovals that we go to on the circuit.
Oh, yeah, I agree. As man, we're just watching some carnage right now out there on the track. These guys are just flipping and breaking things and not making their team owners very happy. Thank God, they don't have to put real money out for all this stuff. But yeah, with about 3 minutes to go here, we did look at the schedule. But here's the main thing that everybody wants to look at is the point standings. With Dustin Stallings still leading the way with them 2 wins right now. His bonus points, that he's been getting here in the league, he's got 95 already. Kyle there, Heath has 114 there in 3rd position. And he's got more stage points than Dustin does, but that the no wins is really hindering him right now. But we look down through the rest of the order here, all the way down to the top 12 that's going to make it in. And right now, still on the outside yet, there, Zach, is our own Sam Dyer, still. He's right there. He just needs a good run. And Dover was not a good run for him last week. Now, he did finish the race, but it was not good for him. We got Hughes down there. We got Skinner, there in 15th position. Coulter Clark is still in there yet. Shelby is still there. So a lot of these guys, they still got that shot. But they really got to, like you said, tonight's race starts tonight. And then the next 2 races, going into the playoffs, they just need a really good, solid run.
Definitely, for sure. These next 4 are going to be very critical for a lot of these drivers. Of course, Gray Walker right there above the cut line. Zachary Bramble there. Also, those 2 tied in points. So both those 2, 21 ahead of Sam Dyer, who would be the first one out. Then another 24 back to Jared Hughes. So that is definitely close. And, with stage points available, 2 stages in the BRB Buckinger Cup Series, there is tons of opportunity to gain points in a quick fashion. So drivers such as Scott Frisch, Joshua Parent, we've seen have good runs this season. Andrew Rattel, even back here in 21st, who've had great runs, they could possibly still push their way up here if they just can have those good stage finishes and those consistent finishes that go along with it.
Oh, most definitely. And we can't take out, like you said, Scott Fritz there and Evan and all of that. You got Carl Poor not having a great season. He had that 1 race suspension, which was that was just a big kick to the whole team last week with him having that 1 race suspension. So we'll see him back out on the track tonight in that number 71, and hopefully he can grab some stage points because he is fast. He's got speed. He just seems to either get caught up in something or something catches him or he just does something to himself. So we'll have to see what happens here, as we get ready to rock and roll here in qualifying here in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds away from that qualifying, and that, again, I think it's going to be so critical. Right now, Johnny Wood Jr. is sitting atop the practice times with a 52.113. We'll have to see if anybody can top that or will the times trickle down from there. So we'll just, here in the next few moments, get to see which drivers pull off pit road first and take their attempt here at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway and try to put themselves in position to be a race winner possibly. This is a track that, in my opinion, it's usually champions and the greatest of drivers that win at this racetrack. You don't usually see too many surprise winners from this place. So I think this could be a statement race for somebody to say, I'm definitely one to watch out for, especially when we get down to that championship time.
I agree. As we're getting ready to roll into qualifying, as practice is now going to wrap up for these guys. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see who's going to set it on, the pole here. They got 5 minutes of qualifying, and we'll see what happens here as we're going to ride here with the 98 of Jared and see what he can put down.
Jared Hughes here in the 98 machine, like Robert said, here going to be exiting pit road, going through the gears. And the interesting question here, Robert, is going to be what lap is going to be the fast one. I'm thinking it's going to be the first. We've seen with this latest update, a lot of times the first lap has been that quicker lap around, but there has been other contradicting times where it's been the second lap. So it hasn't been fully that first lap, so we'll definitely get to see a good taste of it right here. Hughes definitely a driver I think to watch out for when it comes to top 10, top 5, maybe even pole position speed.
I agree. I think I don't know. This is a a 2 mile track here. So you these tires do. What do you think? Takes at least about a lap for the tires to heat up. So I don't know. I'm starting to. I don't know. We're gonna find out. My gut's saying that the fastest lap is gonna be the second lap as you get this vehicle up to speed. As
We'll have to see here.
Jared, yeah,
he missed one, and he's gonna fully reset from that because he just feels like he needs to come back to pit road and not maybe have the usage on the tires. That's definitely interesting. Yeah, and I can confirm he did reset and he's pulling back out. So yeah, he felt like he needed to fully reset. Now we're going to watch Ronnie here in the 15 machine. He has been so fast all season. He's got that one win under his belt, but he's had moments where he could have been that race winner. It's just not went his way later in the races.
Yeah, we'll see what Ronnie can do here. But you know what's funny with Jared there? He did that last week at Dover and slid across the track, start-finish line. So now it's back-to-back weeks. He started a qualifying lap and aborted it and tried to start back over as our times are now clicking in right now with Johnny Wood now there going with the 52.3 right now. That's pretty fast as now who got Heath now there, Zach Kite of the 52.2. So we'll see if they can get down to like the 52, ones or, somewhere around there.
We'll see. Does Wood pick up some time? He was the fastest in practice. Didn't replicate that there with his lap. We've seen some others pick up some speed. Last week's winner, you did the co-camper up to our third on the board. As I say that, Dustin Stallings' first lap around, he goes to the top of the board. So Stallings now going to be in position for the time being. Now Richard Wolsifer, he's going to be about 100th of a second off of Stallings' time up in the second. So great laps all around. We're watching still Ronnie Osmer right here, and he's going to be going around here off of turn 4. We'll see what his lap time is going to produce and where it's going to put him, because that first lap around was in 6th and a big snap of oversteer off the exit of 4, and he's going to lose a ton of time, I think, there on the second lap, and most likely won't be seeing a pickup. Yes, and no pickup there on that second lap around. We'll see, though, do others pick up?
Yeah, we'll see if Zachary picks up. As it looks like he's boarding out now here, so we'll go back to Christian here in that number 27 Ford machine. Let's see, he's getting ready to put down his first lap, and we'll watch that ticker and see where he winds up with his first lap as Dustin Stallings now puts down a faster lap.
He went 1,000th of a second, folks. Think of that, a 1,000th of a second separating 2 laps around this 2.5 mile racetrack. That's 5 miles of almost the exact same, speed all the way around. That is consistency. The Stallings right now holding that top spot for the time being. Still a few other drivers yet to put in times. We'll see, can anybody top that points leader in the 00 machine.
But we'll see here as we're still waiting to see what the second lap here with Christian Barnes is going to be here in that number 27 machine. Right now, he's sitting in P14. We'll see if he's going to be able to pick up. Ooh, and he slides out of 4, and we'll see if if that hurts him or not. And I do believe that's just going to scrub off too much speed here as he's going to put down a 52.4, unfortunately. So not faster.
Not fast enough for the time being there, as he's going to drop to the 13th position, the 13th position for the time being. But watching the 46 here of Matthew Shelby,
should get a lap.
Put his lap on. Yeah, he should be able to get this in with 13 seconds here left. So we'll see what this lap will be. And I think he actually invalidated the lap. He must have hit the wall. So no lap going to go down for Shelby as the final few seconds are going to click off, Robert. And guess what? Dustin Stallings, is going to be our pole setter, but he's our points leader also. So it's just showing, again, Indianapolis being very, very strong when it comes to where you're at in that championship position, as we're going to be looking to get the field all set up and ready to grid here, because we have 32 cars here tonight ready to do battle around this famed 2.5 mile racetrack. As you see right here for the Simrat Market 250, it's Dustin Stallings, your points leader on pole position. Second alongside him on the front row is going to be Richard Wolsifer. Third is going to be the 13 of Kyle Heath. Fourth is going to be the 10 of Cameron Gilmore. Fifth is going to be the 98 of Jared Hughes. Sixth is going to go to Isaiah Sutherland. Seventh is going to go to Dakota Camper. Eighth is going to be the 23 of Brendan Maddox. Ninth is going to go to Ronnie Osmer. 10th is going to go to Johnny Wood Jr. 11th is going to go to Gray Walker in the 18th machine. 12th is going to go to the 90 of Joshua Parent. 13th is going to be the 27 of Christian Barnes. We got to watch his lap unfold. 14th is going to be last week's podium finisher, Scott Fritz. 15th is going to be the 33 of Braxton Skinner. 16th is going to be the 19 of Caden Perkins. 17th is going to go to Sam Dyer in the 35. 18th is going to go to Andrew Rattel. And 19th is going to go to Coulter Clark, with rounding out our top 20 to the 51 of Zachary King. Carl Pooler will make his return here this week back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 21st. 22nd is going to be the 07 of Josh Anderson. 23rd is going to go to the 14 of Zachary Maddox. 24th, Eric Jensen. 25th is going to be the 81 of Evan Pateco. 26th is going to be the 52 of Cole Lewis. Don't believe Gavin Rogers is going to be started, so we'll go to Matthew Shelby in 27th. And then I believe Zachary Branville and Dan Stoccario will round out our field for the final 29th and 30th position on this field. And what a field we got, Robert, here for this race.
That we do. I do apologize to all the fans. Part of the ATVO did break on me last night, and I didn't have time to fix everything. So the grid didn't get to be able to scroll, and I don't think the results are going to be able to scroll either, because some things got changed around. So I do apologize for that, but I'll have that fixed for next week, most definitely. I thought I had it fixed, but apparently I did not. So I do apologize with that, Zach. But yeah, like you said, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting ready to rock and roll here with the BRB Racing League. It's going to be a fun race, and we're going to see who puts it in victory lane.
That we are, Robert. This is going to definitely be an excellent night of racing here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. It's going to be a tough night, though, too, because all of these drivers, I think, are going to be talking amongst the paddock is going to be dirty air, clean air. You want to find as much of that as you possibly can, because passing is going to come at a very much premium, and especially that clean air going to be very valuable to those tires' lifestyle. So it's going to be, I think, an interesting one to see how do these drivers attack these early laps here in the beginning of this race, because 25 laps here in this first stage, that is a decent amount of time actually at Indianapolis.
Yeah, our stages are going to be lap 25, and then on lap 50, and then they run it all the way out to 100. So they're going to have a pit stop, in between that last stint here in tonight's race. So I'm not sure what they can get on fuel. I'm assuming they can make 25 laps on fuel.
Yeah, I believe so. They should with 80% fuel. I still think 25 should be doable. We'll have to see, of course, folks. But at the moment, I'm thinking, Robert, I think we'll be all good.
Alrighty, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as they take it around the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Man, this track's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch what these guys do here tonight. As it's a good famous brickyard, and the question's going to be at the end of tonight's race, in 2.5 hours or so, somebody is not going to be able to kiss it in real life, but they'll be able to kiss the virtual bricks here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we get ready for the green flag. As here we go, ladies and gentlemen, let's gear it up for the green flag.
And here we go. Green flag is out, and the simwrapmarket.com 250 is underway as we take off towards turn one. Stallings is going to clear that first row, but Wolsifer there pushing wide. It's going to allow that third place car of Kyle Heath to slide up, but can they make it through turn two? It's been calamity throughout the exit.
Well, we'll see here as we got side-by-side battle going on back here with Cameron and Jared. They're fighting it back and forth. We got Southern trying to figure out where he wants to go. We're still 2x2, and the main key is going to be that draft going down the back stretch and the front stretch there, Zach. Getting in that wake of air. But here you can see, man, they are still sliding all over Dakota Camper, trying to work his way. And now we're looking maybe 3 wide, going through 3 and 4. And that's not recommended, guys, but they make it out of the first lap here, clean and green.
Yeah, the news. Look, Camper getting aggressive to the inside there. I think he's going to look to the inside of the 10 car. Cameron Gilmore look for his position, but it's Isaiah Sutherland with the, I believe that was the 23 of Brandon Maddox all over the back bumpers. Maddox a little bit of contact with the wall as this group back here has been feisty early, trying to find what they can as Ronnie Osmer is going to pass that, the 24 car and move himself up to 7th. Is now Maddox going to be under threat from Johnny Wood Jr. in the 75.
And it's gonna look like the snaking effect that you see at Pocono, Zach, here, going down the front stretch and back stretch. Cars are going to be weaving back and forth, trying to break the air closer to the end of the race. So we'll see all that, as right now we got Coulter Clark and Scott Fritz right now side by side, as it looks like that might have been that Christian looked like he scraped the wall there a little bit in that 27 machine, as Dustin Stallings puts down the fastest lap of tonight's race so far.
Clean air is going to be king, and Stallings has that preferred as he's set on pole position, and he's trying to drive himself into the distance in front of Richard Wolsifer. But right now, the field's starting to spread out a little bit as the battle is still going on from about that 8th position on back. It was Johnny Wood Jr. there loose off of 2. Now that's going to open up a door here. It's going to be Christian Barnes possibly looking 3, but it was the block from Wood Jr. Says, nope, you're not going to stick it there. I'm going to hold this spot.
That he is, as he threw his dirty air and his back bumper all over that car and said, you are not passing right now, sir. As we're 3 laps into it, we're still green flag racing here as the front pack. Oh, we got a car. That looks like Gray Walker in 18, I do believe, into the wall.
Gray Walker, yes, sir, indeed, into the wall there off the exit of turn number 4. And you're going to see that happen a few times tonight. The drivers behind him, Scott Fritz, Coulter Clark, Caden Perkins, all had to kind of scatter there to miss that incident. Luckily, we stay clean and green for the moment as it's close there between that 48 machine, as he was right there against the quarter panel of the 18 on entry. And we can see this racing, you want the clean air, but back here there ain't no such thing as clean air, Robert.
No, not right now. These guys are trying to find the clean air, but yeah, we're watching them scatter up, down, left, right, wherever they want to go to try to keep it, as we watch Scott Fritz now going to look on the inside. And that's the thing, you can get these runs going through the first, because you got turn 1 and then you got turn 2, which are basically, 2 different turns. Because you got to get off the gas and then back on the gas, to get through these turns. So what are these guys going to be fighting here tonight, Zach, to get through these turns? Because they are different.
Oh, they definitely are. It is very, very misleading when you look at the track. You think, okay, well, 1 and 3 are going to be the same. 2 and 4 are going to be the same. Well, I can tell you this, they're not. 1, definitely a corner that I feel like much easier to get into. It just doesn't, it always seems like, I don't know if it's uphill a little bit, so it allows you to drive a little bit deeper in, but 3 always seems to be the corner that you can easily overdrive. So it's almost backwards, and then 2 seems to be a little much more treacherous than the exit of turn 4. So these tracks have their individual characters in each individual inch of it. So it is definitely something we're going to see all night. Drivers have mistakes in really all 4 ends of this track.
Well, yeah, I have to agree with you on that there, bud. Very well said here. But just to give an update on some drivers, we had 2 drivers that actually started in pit road here tonight for tonight's event, and that would be Braxton Skinner in that 33 machine and Sam Dyer. Both guys started in pit road here tonight, Zach. So they should be able to stay on the lead lap, I do believe, as we look at Braxton right here. He's back here all by himself, and then way back here is good old Sam Dyer. Back here just running around all by himself, trying to make it to the stage. And that's the thing with Sam. They talk about it during their podcast on Thursday nights here when we do have the podcast. We haven't had it in a while there, Zach, because life and things are busy and stuff like that. But yeah, but like we said, Sam Dyer Sam Dyer doesn't have no stage points yet. So, and he's not planning on trying to get any. So we'll see if he makes the playoffs without getting any stage points, which he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been so consistent with the finishes and being able to get to the end of the races. it does, unfortunately, come with the cost of him not getting stage points. And I think as we get closer and closer to that playoff bubble in the cut line coming up, with the weeks clicking away with only 4 races left now, I think at some point he's going to have to leave that risk to win. If he really wants to make those playoffs, he needs to kind of go out there and grab maybe a bonus point here or there, maybe off some strategy. I mean, take advantage of those situations, but it's going to be, I think, interesting to see how it plays out for him, especially if he can make it with 0 stage points. That's going to be quite the feat.
Agreed. Quite the feat, but I do agree with you. I think it comes with 4 weeks to go. You're right on that cut line. You're gonna have to start pushing for positions. Now, I know he's consistent, like you said, and he's finishing the races, but them top 10s, top 15s, they're good. That's what you want, but without the stage points, I just don't think it's gonna cut it. But he could prove us wrong. But right now, we've seen that 19 there get a little loose, and we got Carl here in that 71. And what's interesting with Carl here is he's running a different paint scheme, it looks like here, as he decides to switch up his paint scheme. Maybe that's going to bring him some luck.
That's sometimes the feeling that drivers have to have when you're in a bad rut. Change something that is easily changeable, and a paint scheme is one of those things, Robert. So cool to see Carl back out here on the track, unfortunately, last week with the suspension, but back out here running 17th right behind Coulter Clark. Not in position to get stage points yet, but we're only 9 laps in. If we get a caution at some point here, strategy is going to be interesting with who stays out and who picks. So I am very interested to see how this plays out, but at the moment, really pretty much strung out all the way through. Nobody really within distance to pass anybody, but I will say one guy that is really moving forward, Robert, is in the 15 machine, Ronnie Osmer. He has really been very, very quick.
We'll hop up here and see what exactly he's doing as we'll go into the cockpit and watch him wheel this machine around here. And he's looking good, nice and steady right now, coming out of 2 there. And now he's going to go to backstretch, and I told you about that sneaking move there, and well, there it is, a little bit of left, and try to catch any little piece of draft that you can as he's trying to run down that number 98 machine. And he's looking pretty smooth, like you said. He's he wasn't. No, that's not going to be a fast lap. Unfortunately, he scraped the wall.
Unfortunately, a little scrape there is he's starting to gap behind the drivers behind him. It's Isaiah Sutherland and Dakota Camper, last week's winner, going to battle, and they're kind of bringing Johnny Wood Jr. into the picture. So a little bit of battle. He's up here from 6th, 7th on back to 8th here. So great racing. Three wide back in 17th, Robert. Oh man, Shelby back here. It is getting wild as they're going into 1.
A little wild. I think it's 3 wide, 4 wide almost. These guys are all over as. Hang on, who's that? That's a 46 of Shelby getting loose. Nope, he's going to slide up.
Somehow, no contact made. Everybody continues on, and we're racing hard back here, just outside the top 15, as everybody's trying to find their foot and get farther forward.
They're trying to find it, but now we're going to have Zachary trying to look here underneath here, and he's going to look like he's going to be able to clear that number 46 there, Shelby, as, I don't know who that is. I think that's Caden there. He keeps smacking the wall, and eventually that front end's not going to like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is going to be a build-up over time damage.
You can see damage.
Continue to hit it. Yeah, you can even see already from that right front, just a few good hits. I've already took some of that paint off, but the 19 continues to look to the inside of the 81. Just can't find that momentum for the time being, but all these drivers back here just stuck in the air, Robert, and they are just having a tough time.
Now, being stuck in the air, as we got to watch Zachary King now, he's looking on the inside of the 19. If you were one of these drivers, Zach, what would you do? Just ride and just try to stay out of the air, just like what Zachary King's doing there? And then just try to figure it out through the turns, or would you stay in the draft and try to make it, like an aggressive, I don't want to call it a dive bomb, but you know what I mean, to drive it in deeper than the other driver?
I think personally it's going to come with backing the corner up, especially if you're in this area here. You're going to have to make sure you get that car slow enough to where you can get all the way to the bottom, because if not, you carry too much speed, you wash up and don't get below those left sides below that white line, you're not only burning the tires up and pushing wide, but you're just being inefficient. And I think that's going to be the key. The drivers that can keep the left sides as pinned close to that curb as possible, they're going to have the ability to have the most air on the left side of that nose and just give them a little bit more turn than what they had just a previous lap if they followed directly behind the person. So it's critical that you hit the marks, because not only will you take away the air from the driver behind you, but you'll try to get some air from that driver in front of you maybe clear, because they're just not hitting the optimal line around.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we just watched Maddox there of 14. Now just lose another spot to the 55. He's slowly creeping his way up to the field, and now it looks like we got somebody up front there. It looks like, yeah, Carl looking underneath Walker, and oh boy, hang on. And Andrew's now going to look, and nope. Looks like Carl is going to give that arrow block, or briefing block, or whatever you want to call it, but oh, that didn't work out so well. Now we're going to look 3 wide.
3 wide here down the back straightaway, and look at this. Carl Pooler right here is he's going to try to hold on. It's going to be 2 by 2 once they go into the corner, but Rattel on the bottom, he might have the positioning that he needs to make the passes. Pooler fights tooth and nail here to hold on as Gray Walker right ahead of him, struggling a little bit too.
Yeah, these guys are struggling back here, and they probably burned up their tires now 15 laps into this. We banged green flag all the way through, so it's looking good. But now we got Evan back here now. He's looking underneath Shelby, and he's going to hop in there with the air with Andrew, and oh, they almost touch.
Have to do it. Look at this cluster here off the exit of 1.
Oh.
Everybody coming together, and somehow
out.
we stay continued. No contact made by these drivers. This is excellent racing as these drivers try to find the grip in the clean air to make passes.
Oh man, they're trying, but you can watch here on the side. Watch, here he goes. He's going to go up. Nope, looks like Carl's going to get that. Yeah, he gets that. He gets it there, but the high side's not going to pass, and now he's going to look underneath the 14, get off the gas a little bit, back onto the gas, and now he's going to hang on. Man, what a battle we got going on back here. These guys just ain't giving it up.
No, they definitely are not, Robert. The 6 here fighting, trying to get the position, which is so tough to do. You got Zachary Maddox here fighting for 17th. Carl Pooler right here, also Matthew Shelby and Patenko. I mean, Caden Perkins. There is literally a community right here on top of each other.
Oh, yeah, I mean, holy mackerel, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't enjoying this, and this is back here for 17, 18, 19, 20th place. I mean, this ain't even, up into even for a stage point or anything like that. As now we got another block from Shelby blocking. Oh, man, I don't know how long this blocking is going to be able to last until we see something bad happen here. As Zachary King now is going to look underneath, above there and get around. It does look like Caden. Nope, Caden might fight back. Nope. Looks like, no. Excuse me. Nope, he does make it. And we did
wow, the racing back here is epic. I mean, these guys are leaning on each other, Robert, just taking chances, but still no major mistakes as Shelby kind of closes the door there on Perkins and slides up into the groove in front of Josh Anderson also. So really from 25th all the way to 17th is the second separating these drivers. So everybody stacked up, even on a mistake farther up ahead here, and that's going to stack them up some more.
Wow, Maddox just almost lost it coming out of the turn there. He does save it and keeps it going, but yeah, I don't know how long this is going to last here, Zach. Like you said, eventually blocking somebody, you're going to block them too soon, and they're not going to take it, and they're going to send you around is what's going to happen eventually. Right now they're giving grace and trying to keep it going as best they can here, but right now, we'll go up here to the lead, and we'll see here Richard Wolfesser, our own there, that does the commentating with Sam there on Wednesday night with the WSSR, having a really great run here. It's looking, really good with him, with Kyle Heath right behind him. But then you got, the 98, who's Hughes, about 2 seconds back.
It's going to be interesting, too, right now. Dustin Stallings, our leader, 53 flat that last time by. I looked at someone really from 7th all the way to 3rd. Every driver's quicker. I mean, Jared Hughes, 52.94. Ronnie Osborne, 52.95. Johnny Wood Jr. was a 52.71. I mean, Wood Jr. is flying right now. So this is interesting. Right now, I think this 00 is starting to see a little bit of struggles pop up. And last time by, also for about a tenth faster. So
Yeah.
I think the problem is the 56 wheel is quicker, but I just don't know how you're going to get through this air. The other key question is going to be how can Kyle Heath do it, because he's been one of the quicker cars also on the Speedway.
Well, that's it with this new next gen that we have here with iRacing. You know, everybody keeps talking about it, and it's part of the racing now, right? I mean, you got to figure out how to get around these cars. And stay out of that dirty air. Yeah, you can catch him, and you can see Kyle Heath now. He's catching Richard, and he's got the draft of Richard. But how hard will Richard block, or just try to use that air to keep him, from getting around him?
It's gonna be a critical thing. I mean, if you're Heath, you're trying to turn in maybe a little bit earlier, get a little bit lower than the 56, but then if you're 56, you're going to try to cover that off. So it becomes really a cat and mouse game. So we'll see how these drivers are able to tackle this. But at the moment, Heath doing a good job. He's able to close up just a little bit here to Richard Wolfsfer, and it's about almost similar gap between first to second as it is second to third right now. So
yeah,
pretty similar amounts of air.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, oh man, Kyle, he just scraped that wall. That's not going to help. Hopefully, he didn't get too much damage out of that. And the car looks pretty clean as of right now. But you can see he was sliding out of 4 there, Zach. So he's trying to figure something out. I just don't know if he's going to be able to. Because if you figure something out, then you also got to ask yourself, how's my tires? Just because you figured out, okay, I figured out how maybe to pass them, now you got to get there, and your tires might say, no, you're not. So, I mean, these cars now come into the driver's hands. You got to figure it out, and, it all comes down to the way that driver handles the car and, can keep that front tire and the rear tire, as you can see. Right now there, Richard getting loose. He's scrubbing a little bit of speed, and you can see the car shaking back and forth right there again. Just a little bit coming out of the turns.
And it was interesting that the lap before, Wolfsfer was 0.2 quicker, but I guarantee this lap here, Stallings, yeah, he's going to bust out a 52.75. So it was almost like Wolfsfer got within 2 to 3 tenths. He turned the wick up. So I think this is a situation where if you're Stallings, he's just trying to keep him in that 6 tenths to a half a second range. If he gets underneath it, he pushes a little bit. If he gets outside of it, he starts to slow down a little bit. So this is very clinical from our points leader, and he's looking to win himself another stage and another 10 bonus points, Robert. And that's the one thing I feel like he's done better than anybody, is not only be consistent, but be consistent and get stage points every week. And it has just been impressive to watch.
Well, speaking of, stage points, we go all the way back to the 23 right now, back here running in 10th position. He does got Gilmore right behind him. Cameron, Gilmore there in that number 10 machine, running 11th and trying to get stage points. You got Scott Fritz, Christian Barnes, Coulter Clark. These guys are right now trying to at least try, to get themselves up into the top 10 as, now we're going to see as this is coming down to lap 23 right now, I do believe.
That it is. Lap 23 here is just going to be next time by. It'll be 2 to go in the stage. So Ken Stallings hold on. Looks like he solidified his lead. But this is the battle that's really raging on, is right outside here at the top 10 and right on the cut line. So right now Maddox holding on right now behind the 10 of Gilmore.
Yeah.
Just can he get up and close up to him? But Scott Fritz is the one who's really on attack, because he's all over the back bumper of the 23.
Yeah, he's right on him, and I do believe if he can get him, he might be able to get him. But I don't know if I don't think he's going to have time to catch up, as he's going to look up underneath right now of that 23 and try to make it as they're side by side. And nope, he does not get it. And we'll see here as we're going to lap number 24. White flag is actually out now here for the stage. I do believe they throw it at the beginning of lap 25, or the end. I mean, I apologize.
Yeah, I believe they do it at the end of the lap, the completion of it. But we will have to see is right now, still Maddox not able to close up the gap like he would like. It's actually growing for when it comes to that driver Cameron Gilmore ahead. So Maddox and Scott Fritz, and I believe also the other driver Christian Barnes, they're gonna have to get things figured out. As oh man, Maddox loose. That's going to allow the 48 to go for it.
48's going to go for it. He's going to look up underneath the 23 as we're watching, but right there's your top 5 right now with lap 25. Dustin Stallings right now in the lead with Richard behind him. We got Kyle there, and then we got Jared in the 98 with Osmond there in 15 right there. So that's your top 5 right now as we're on lap 25.
Definitely an excellent start to this race for everybody. Is right now the top 10 positions all solidified. It's really just the battling outside of the top 10 that's going on, but it's the man up front, the man leading the points, the driver that's been really the most consistent of all the drivers this season. He starts off this first opening 25 laps here in Indianapolis. Perfection, pole position, all 25 laps. Give those 10 bonus points to the 00 Dustin Stallings as he's going to win stage number 1 here of the SimRapMarket.com 250.
Yeah, congratulations to Dustin Stallings there. Winning this stage, getting the 10 points, and then all the way back through is we see Richard getting second. Like we said, our top 5 did not change. We got Wood Jr. there getting 6th there, Southern getting 7th, Dakota Camper coming home there with that number 3 machine in 8th. We got Parent there in that 90 getting 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be Cameron Gilmore getting some stage points. So congratulations to the top 10s, but we'll see if we can, after a pit stop here, Zach, we'll see if we can maybe get Dustin Stallings down in the booth. And we'll talk a little bit with him, but I do believe, honestly, I think this year, it is his championship to lose. This guy's been on fire since the beginning of the season. And he's out. He's out to win it this year, and I do believe he's the only one that can lose it. It's going to be himself by messing up or something bad happen in the playoffs. But right now, he would be my pick to take the championship just overall from what I've seen all year.
He's definitely had what it takes so far, and we'll definitely hopefully get to chat to him here as they'll be heading to pit road this time, Robert, to get service done. And this is important. Get to pit road. Don't make no mistakes here because you don't want to give up any track position. We saw how valuable it was. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 5. And that's looking at what our top 4 is when it comes to qualifying. So our top 3, they move positions. Our man in 4th, he moved up 1 spot, and unfortunately for Cameron Gilmore, he's dropped back pretty quickly from 4th to 10th. So this opening stint here just showing how critical qualifying's been. You really, really needed to qualify up front.
Yeah. Qualifying is key with this car. You don't want to start in the back of any track, So we'll see as we get ready for our first pit stop here, and as everybody's leading them down. We'll see them go down and fill up them tires and get 2 cans of Sunoco fuel here, Zach.
This is going to be interesting time here as these pit boxes, too, on the smaller side here at Indy, due to the fact of them being an IndyCar field, built for IndyCar. So this is a easy place to make mistakes. So we'll see if anybody does make those mistakes. But Stallings, who's been perfect tonight, he's going to look to continue what he's done. He's going to pull into his box. Looks good and clean for the 00 machine as they're going to jack up that right side, take off the right side tires and replace them, and then head to the left side to complete this stop. And after that, we'll get to see what his thoughts and feelings are on winning the first stage. And they're going to drop the jack. And, Kyle Heath with a great drive off. He's going to get second. So Heath there, really critical moment. He's going to take over the second spot, but more importantly, our stage 1 winner, Dustin Stallings, he takes the lead off of pit road as we'll move him on down here to our waiting room so we can get a chat here with him from Maverick Motorsports. Our points here, Dustin Stallings. Let's hear from him after winning stage 1. Hey, Dustin, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing good, man. I tell you what, congrats on the stage 1 victory. That's a great 10 points added to your tally there for your excellent season you're having going so far. Take us through that first 25 laps there, Dustin. That looked clinical.
Yeah, obviously clean air is huge. I think I was kind of trying to mirror drive a little bit just to try to break the draft on the straightaways, and then he was struggling pretty good there. So track position it seems to be king. I didn't really notice too much with tires, other than with how hot the track temp is right now. But it's definitely interesting. I know it's going to be a whole nother ball game of whenever I get behind a few guys.
Definitely is going to be an interesting case if that plays out there for you, Dustin. But we got 25 laps in this next stage, a little bit less because of these caution laps here. How are you feeling about controlling this? Do you feel like you don't really want to pull away too far so you can put those drivers in that air?
Yeah, it's just trying to find that balance of having good enough pace to where those guys can't really get a good enough run to get on the inside or outside or whatever. So it's just being consistent, I think. I know I kind of brushed the wall a couple times there in the middle of that stage, late in the stage, but no damage. So that's good. I just got to keep hitting all my marks and timing on my shifts pretty well.
Well, Dustin, congrats, like I said, on winning stage number 1, man, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, there you heard it, folks. We'll send him back up to his team at Maverick Motorsports there for Dustin Stallings, as he's been on fire, Robert. I tell you, he has just had such a season. I know it's been a season of ups and downs for a lot of guys here. I feel like nobody's really had like a season that has been like, other than Stallings, it has been, something they can, really be happy about. I feel like a lot of drivers are, a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, what could have happened for me. And he is just every moment took the reins and ran with it.
Yes, I agree. And that's what makes, the BRB Buck Kicker League what it is, too. There is so many different levels and talent out here on the track. And they had their ups and downs, like any league does at the beginning of every season. But in general, it's a tight community over here. So if you're looking for a league, on Tuesday nights, and don't got nothing to do, and you like running these cars, come on out and check them out. I do believe as of right now, I do believe this season is locked down no more. They're not taking no more drivers until next season. They do have a waiting list. So don't even think they're even approving the waiting list guys anymore, as we're getting, 4 weeks out to the playoffs. You don't want to start bringing in some drivers that you don't know. Not that they don't trust them, but, you gotta, it's like a family. Family's got to gel, and if you got that one bad family member that makes the whole family mad at each other because all he does is stir chaos. But anyways, make sure you check them out for season 5. It's going to be very interesting, and you'll probably see me and Sam out there maybe next season. We'll see. We'll see, Zach. But very interesting league to run in.
No doubt, Robert. It is definitely a very interesting time. So if you're out there, make sure you join their Discord and get on that list so you can be involved here at BRB. But right now, down the back straightaway, pace car lights are off. Stallings, our leader. Heath able to jump up the second. Can Wolsifer take advantage here, restart on the bottom? But also, Ronnie Osmer, he has done an excellent job of just really climbing his way through the field from 9th to 4th here after the pit stops. So watch out for the 15. He's now got a decent bit more track position to play with.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like you said, the 15. We'll see what the 56 there of Richard can do. Wood was pretty fast, moving himself back up through the field. So, it's going to be this key start here, Zach, as we're going to get ready to go back green for stage number 2. They raced to lap 50. They definitely have the gas because they made it through stage 1. So They're racing for stage number 2 here, lap number 50, as we're getting ready to watch that pace car duck in, ladies and gentlemen. And as like we like to say here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, let's get freaky, let's get fast, and let's get wild.
Here we go. Back to green there as Stallings crossing the yard. Bricks is going to lead the way down into 1, but it's going to be Heath able to slide in the second. But Wolsifer, he's going to have the likes of the 15 of Osmer in front of him. And Osmer, I mean, it's going to be a tough situation because he's going to have dirty air here, but then into the corner, Wolsifer's going to get it. So this is a situation where maybe the outside won't be too bad.
Yeah, we'll have to see here as we'll check on a couple other things as we're watching them snake down through the backstretch here, trying to figure out where they want to go. You go left, you go right, I'll follow you. No matter where you want to go, I'll stay in your draft the best that I can. As they're still battling back here, maybe looking 3 wide here with Coulter Clark. Nope, they're going to get clear. Coulter Clark's going to go in front of that number 10 machine as we got the 55 up there of Zachary looking Granville, trying to figure his way around a couple cars here. Man, look at them snakes, Zach. That is so cool.
Yeah, it is definitely fun to watch the whole accordion of that as it goes left, back to the right, and it's definitely such an eye-catching thing here that happens in Indianapolis. You can see here off the exit of 1, everybody using up all the racetrack, trying to finalize every little bit of grip they have there and use it as they slide out towards that exit of the corner. Down the back straightaway now, everybody lined up. Stallings still trying to drive away, but others farther back looking to dive out to the inside and about the top 20.
Yeah, you can see, you know, the ones that are in the draft are starting to make them little gaps. You can see you got a gap there from first, second, third, fourth from Richard, and then you got Southern in there, Isaiah, with a little bit of gap. As we watch them snake again, I have to have this screenshot because I just think that is so freaking cool. But yeah, we'll change shots now here as well, who just laid down the fastest lap? Oh, Kyle Heath just put down the fastest lap of tonight's race there, Zach.
Yeah, 52.072. So that is very quick, much quicker than what we've seen in qualifying even. So Heath now within 2/10 of Stallings, but I think Stallings you should see this time probably pump out a pretty quick lap also out front.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll see here as we go up with Stallings here real quick and see what he does. But as they are doing that, we haven't talked about tonight's weather, and here is the key thing. Tonight's track temperature is 101 degrees with the air temperature at 79 with a good amount of wind here. That wind right now, Zach, is flowing from the east all the way up to 10. Well, does it go to 11 miles per hour? No, it looks like it's around almost 11 miles per hour, and then it really drops down. So you can see the way this wind's really blowing. It's not even getting below 7 miles per hour.
And wind could have a huge factor in a track like this where you're high speeds, long straightaways. It definitely has a huge factor. And, I guess more than anything, these guys are happy that it's not blowing constantly all around, so
yeah,
it is definitely that changing element would throw things off. But right now Stallings trying to throw off that 13 by maybe backing up, giving it a little bit of air. As you can see, the 13 and the 15 behind them, both super close to the wall and exit off of 4.
Oh, and we got something going on in the background. I think we're going to have our first yellow, and yes, we do. We had something happen back here, Zach.
Looks like, I believe, Matthew Shelby involved in Dan Stoccario.
Oh, yeah.
Shelby is where it started in the 46.
Yeah, Shelby's receiving a meatball flag, so we'll see. We'll see if we can get back to see exactly what happened. As you can see, Shelby coming out. Oh, we got a car getting loose. Somebody's going through the grass, and then we got Shelby coming out of 4. And it looks like Maddox got into the wall and unfortunately clipped Shelby, and that just sends everybody in a scatter. And oh man, Dan never slowed down, looked like.
Yeah, it definitely seemed that way. And the car that was spinning in the background was Zachary Maddox. So definitely interesting scenario with that. Also, as you see him off to the left there. But this first real caution of the night has definitely set up some interesting decision for, I think, for a lot of drivers here, Robert.
Yeah, and you can see here, Dan trying to slow down, didn't know where to go, and right into the 46. And unfortunately, that's what gives Shelby the meatball flag, unfortunately. So, but yeah, we can go back and watch and see exactly what happened here with Zachary here. We'll go back here on the 14. See why he's right behind Evan. Evan gets a little loose, and see here, looks like he gets loose. They come down the back, and he's going to get loose going into 3 and 4 here is where he's going to get loose as he's going to look down underneath. Well, let's see what happens here, Zach. Going through 3, getting ready to come into 4, and whoops, just gets loose.
Just a little bit loose, maybe a little bit of looseness from the drivers just being close behind, but Maddox there in the 14. Going to take a little hit to the nose there, and that's unfortunate for him. There is
whoopsie.
This was the incident before the incident brought out this yellow, so unfortunate for Maddox there taking that spin to the inside of pit lane.
Well, they do here at BRB, as we're going to get ready to go back live here. That would be right now my number 1 meatball of the week. They do got a meatball voting system here that it gets posted on their Twitch account, Twitter account, and you can go and vote. And they normally have four meatballs that the league gets to vote on who did the blooper of the race, I guess is what you want to call it in a nice way.
Yeah.
I don't want to say dum-dum of the race, but it's the blooper of the race. But I've been there. I got voted. I won one. I got a sticker. Anyways, so make sure you go check out their social media platforms, because that all gets posted, and you'll be able to go out and vote. Who do you think, is had the doop of the race?
Yeah, it is definitely.
I don't got a poopy sound. If I had a poopy sound, I'd play it. Go, but I don't.
Yeah. We understand. Maybe one day we'll have that all set up. But it was definitely an interesting situation for sure, Robert. But yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see who gets that award for this week. But right now, everybody's done an excellent job. As it looks like, I believe the pace car light should go out, I believe, this time, Robert, and we should maybe hopefully be going back green here.
Yep, looks like pace car lights are. Let's see here what happens, as they do got the choose rule. Yep, and we are getting ready. 1 to green. And if you want to see it on the camera shots too, this place is built with flags all the way around the grandstands and on the top. That is the key sign of which way the wind's blowing. If we can, eventually get a shot of the flags, that will tell you, which way the wind's blowing. So that's something to look at. I do believe we might have a shot eventually, Zach, somewhere.
That would be nice to get that shot of them flags showing us the wind blowing here.
We'll find it. Oh, here we go. There you go. You can see it's blowing to the left here, going down the back stretch.
Yeah, the back stretch here. That's going to seem to probably help you guys even speed down here. So this is going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. Stalling still the leader. He chose the bottom lane. Heath going to choose the top. Wolsifer back to 3rd on the bottom. Ronnie Osmer, he's going to be in 4th. And rounding our top 5 here is Johnny Wood Jr. So we're going to get ready to bring these guys back to green flag action and try to get a lap 50 here, Robert, for this second stage.
I try to get there, but we'll get ready to go. As you can see which way they're really getting a head of wind going down into this 3 and 4 here, Zach, as I know I'm stuck on it, but I'm watching the flags just so everybody knows which way the wind's blowing. And you can see they get a good push going down into 3 and 4. So, but with that being said, we are going to get ready to go back green again, and let us know on YouTube here, who is your favorite driver? Who you rooting for? Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. We got 23 people out there watching, and I'm sure you got your favorite driver. So let's see what they can do as we are back ready to go green flag racing.
that we are here, taking off down into turn number 1. Stallings again controlling the field, but Wolsifer in the 56, he got an excellent jump that time, and it's a great decision by him from 4th up to 2nd there after the choose of taking the bottom line. So the 56 of Wolsifer, excellent job there.
Excellent job as we watch him still all over the place, sliding left and right as we watch the whole pack come down through the backstretch, trying to figure out where they want to be. And right now it's been a good race as we watch that number 75 of Wood trying to figure his way underneath that 15. And it doesn't look, oh, it's a 50. Oh, he's into the wall twice there, Zach. That's not going to be good.
That is definitely not going to be good. You don't want to do that too many times. The damage will occur, and it will just stack up from there. And these drivers right now, they're getting antsy right now, Robert. They know that the stage is coming here soon, and they need the track position if they want to have a good finish later in this race also.
Yeah, that as we got Southern right now going back here repairing, but you can see the damage to 15 got there with that double smack there. It did crinkle up the car pretty good there on the right front side, so he's gonna have to get that repaired throughout the race here. But right now they're doing the snaky move all the way down through in the back as they are trying to figure out where to go, as we still got Carl back here now running here in 13th position right now. And it looks like unfortunately the 62 did receive a black flag, and it looks like he might have to go in the pit road. Dakota camera got, oh my God, I don't know where to go with the camera.
It is definitely all over the place right now. Everybody trying to make positions. And look at that fast lap thrown up to the top of the board. That's Dustin Stallings there. 51.951 as he's opening up the gap right now. Kyle Heath all over him. It's almost going 3 wide enough 3.
Carl into the wall. Now we're looking 2 wide, 3 wide, and they were beating and banging each other. And now Evans got Maddox all over him as they're 3 wide, 4 wide. Whoa, what moves are these guys making? It's getting crazy with 10 laps to go yet, gentlemen.
That is, Robert. This is really starting to turn into everybody for themselves around this line, because they know it has been tough to pass. A lot of these drivers are the drivers that qualified in this area. I mean, other than Zachary Brandvold, who's 31st to 8th, everybody else is kind of right around where they've started this race. Yeah,
and it gets very it looks like the intensity's going up. These guys now did 41 laps with this car. They know what this car, what they need to do. Now, they did have a practice race last night, and I unfortunately didn't get to see it, but yeah, right now they are just trying to figure out this car and move up through positions, as looks like the field's starting to get a little bit spread out, as we talked about the driver that started on pit road. He is now, oh no, that's the wrong driver. Where did he go? Oh, there he is, the 33. He's up to 22nd position, so he's now up there trying to do stay with these guys here, as it looks like Walker is going to run the high side, and now we got some passing going on back here with Barnes and all these guys, and we even got Jensen back here too. We didn't talk much about him trying to figure his way, work his way up through the field.
Top 3 finish last week for him, Robert. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Top 3 finish for him last week. We definitely need to highlight that. Is no, big slide there.
No,
This is the commentator's curse.
I didn't. No. You came back and said something, Zach. Nope, not me.
That was me. I put it on me. I put it on me, folks.
I did not say it. It wasn't me.
I was just bringing up Pody. Oh no,
we have a yellow.
Keith. Keith is around.
Oh no.
How's? Oh wow, something major happened. Kyle Heath. Somehow he went from running in 3rd. Wow, Robert, we got to go almost a full lap back to about lap 41, because he got loose off a 2 here. We missed this with watching this 88. Watch this here. Watch this slide. This car is going to have here at these moments.
Right, we'll see what happens with that 13 machine, and unfortunately, again, the bad luck bites this 13, and This guy's just not having any luck right now with this new car. Oh, yeah, look at that thing step out, step out, step out. Oh, inside wall. Oh, that's a hard hit. Look out.
Very hard
Oh,
hit.
my goodness.
Everybody's doing a great job just not to miss that, Robert. That
Wow.
was so close from so many.
Let's see if we can get a better shot of that, man. He's lucky no one else got involved into this one here, Zach. I mean, that was pretty close.
It definitely was pretty close. And the lap before this, he got loose off of 2 and almost wrecked anyway. So I think his tires just had to be in a critical condition. And right here, you can see off of 3, he's just pointing towards that inside wall and along for the ride at that point. And that car is a ton of terminal damage.
My God! I don't know who just missed them, but I bet they had to go change their pants. That was close.
It was definitely very, very close there.
Oh boy, boy.
That was not the stage either there, Robert. So we're gonna have us another restart. This is gonna get a little bit more wild. And look at this, the 15 of Ronnie Osmer. He comes to pit road. He's gonna flip the stage. You're gonna see a lot of these drivers. Cameron Gilmore, Bray Walker, Braxton Skinner, Andrew Rattel. A lot of these drivers, you're gonna see them flip this stage, and I think stay out here and try to utilize the track position. And that, we heard Stallings talk about it earlier in his interview. He said he's going to have to figure it out once he gets behind somebody. I think we might see that happen for the first time tonight after the end of the stage.
Yeah, and they're also working on that car right now as they're fixing that damage. So he's going to sit and see what he can do. But as everybody passes him, that's not going to help him. And then you got Maddox there. He's getting damage fixed. So we'll see where he comes out after this pit stop here with, what are we looking at? About 4 laps to go here for this stage? Somewhere around there. As we'll see what these guys do here, as we got to give a shout out here also to Woods here. He's now back, he's up to 3rd. Parent is there really having a great run up there in 4th. I'm exactly sure where he started, but right now our first half of the race, if we would take it by where they're running right now, it would go, our biggest mover would actually be Zachary in that 55. He is up 23 positions right now, so he'd be our biggest mover, our sponsored by Whiplash SimCam, our SimCam provider here for iRacing. Make sure you go check out Whiplash SimCam over on Facebook and shoot them a message, and you'll be able to get some cool screenshots that you're seeing here with different camera views at every track. He updates them, fastest as he can, so he does a great job. But go make sure you go check him out over on Facebook. So as we get ready here, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Yep, we got one person out there. Nick's rooting on Sam Dyer, and right now Sam is back here in 22nd position right now. We'll see here what he can do here as we got 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 laps to go here as we'll get ready to go back green flag racing here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be interesting to see as we'll bring up our race results here right now. Right now we had 3 cautions, 1 for stage. No lead changes at the line right now. Dustin Stallings has just been dominating. It's been a very good race so far for that 00 machine, and we'll see if Richard or any of these guys behind here can help him out and see what he can do here as we'll bring that down as we're getting ready to go back green here. right, pace cars heading in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to go back green for 4 laps here tonight. Let's see who's going to take home the stage number 2 as we get ready to go green. Dustin is going to head out. Oh, we had a glitch there in iRacing. I don't know if everybody's seen that one, but everybody blinked out. Not sure if that was me or somebody else or the iRacing server, but we're back. Everything's good, it looks like. All right, as we watch them snake down through the backstretch right now here, as we got Dustin Stallings right now leading over Richard, and then number 75, Josh Repair, looking good right now here, running here in fourth position here as we're riding along with that number 90 machine, as he goes around here, coming out of 4. Gonna stay in that draft upshift there. You hear him go from 4th to 5th, and then they're gonna downshift from 5th to 4th, which is something we haven't talked about. We will talk about that later in tonight's race about shifting. If they're gonna try to stay in 5th gear, not to save fuel, we'll have to see how that all plays out. But right now, you can see looking pretty good, and right now I don't think anybody has anything for that Stallings right now in that 00. Richard, I do believe, is he's gonna push it here as we'll hop up here with Richard as he's in that dirty air and he's trying to figure out what he needs to do. As we'll go back through the field here as oh, we might have had somebody. No yellow is triggered on it, but we do have, it looks like the number 62. Unfortunately, it looks like he's coming back out. He had a little bit of damage, it looked like. Looks like he might have got loose and tried to wreck it, but right down here, we're watching in the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th position. These guys are fighting for the stage points as Christian Barnes is trying to figure out where he wants to go. Zachary Maddox. No, that's not Zachary. Who is that? Yeah, is that Zachary Maddox there in that 14 machine, I do believe, as we got a couple cars into the wall. Andrew Rotel in that number 6 is trying to figure out where to go, how to get around as, oh, that's a huge, oh no! That will be stage, yep, as yellow comes out, we watched that live. Oh! Another car just got taken out, and I think that was the 15. That might have got, I'm not sure who. Somebody got taken out. It looks like Evan's sitting there. Let's go on the high side here. We can see here what's happening, and then who is that? Let's see. Everybody, oh, 81 into the wall. Oh, the 15 gets hit. The 10's into pit road. Sam Dyer ducks into pit road. The 15, wow, and everybody, and Johnny's trying to figure out where he wants to go. Oh, man, what a wreck. That 15, he almost thought he was going to make it around, but unfortunately, he did not. The 10 got a meatball flag. Wow, there's a lot of things that were happening here. So we'll ride along with the 10 and see exactly on his point of view here. As you can see, he tries to roll up. Yep, he hits the brake. He's hitting the brakes, and oh, into the wall. Oh, and that's how the 33 got damaged. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's ride along here with the 10 again here and see exactly what he's seeing. See it all up here. He's slowing down. He's going to try. Nope. He tried to figure out. Nope. He nowhere to go. He tries to get into pit road, and unfortunately, he takes the 33 with him. Oh, man. Oh, man. What carnage. Oh, and then we got more cars spinning and wrecking, and what a mess. Sam Dyer, he takes it down pit road. Wow. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess.
What I miss, Robert?
A huge wreck.
At the end of the stage, is that the stage break?
Yes.
Sorry about that, folks. We lost power here for a second, and we're back.
Oh, we're still doing with the internet. We had a little glitch here earlier, and then the iRacing decided to blink out and come back with all the cars. So you gotta love the internet. There's, you know,
Yep.
telling you, so it's all messed up. But yeah, we just missed a huge wreck. There's that coming out of 4. The 15 got involved. There was a lot of cars that tried to go down pit road. Gilmore tried to make it down pit road, and unfortunately he hit the pit barrels and winded up hitting the 33, putting him into the wall. So it was carnage all over the place.
Wow. That is
But our stage winner would be Dustin Stallings.
Wow, so Stallings again, another stage win, and it looks like most likely he should be restarting 6th here, I believe. This is my time in the score and show me correctly. Yes.
Yes, it
so
is.
We did have some drivers flip this stage here, I imagine.
Yes, the top 3 actually did. The guys that did flip it, unfortunately, you got hit or ducked down pit road to miss the wreck because there was cars all over the place. The whole front stretch was blocked.
Wow. Did it happen on the restart, actually?
No, it happened.
Just back around after.
Yes,
okay.
I guess it did. Yeah, I guess it would be that lap or the following lap after that is when it happened. But it was a lot. So we have the meatball of the week so far now.
Adding a few to the collection here, possibly.
Yeah. So we still got 2 more to go, guys. 2 more. As long as somebody don't lose it out of 4 and drives it right into the pit barrels or that pit wall, that you're good.
And from here, we believe we're going to have a one-stop race here for strategy. So this is going to be very interesting. And the likes of Andrew Rattel leading this race, Zachary King, he's going to be back here. Carl Pooler, he's put himself on the front row by electing to take that outside line on the choose. So Pooler needing a win, needing a good finish. This is something that could propel him. Like Scott Fritz, he had a top 3 last week. Same for Eric Jensen. We saw him spin there. That propelled him to come to pit road. Guess what? He's now flipped the stage. He's up to 5th. So this could work out for a few. We're just going to have to see how this next 50 laps plays out, Robert, because this is going to be a critical phase here in this race.
Yeah, and also to note on this as we get ready to go back green, Dustin Stallings has not dealt with this dirty air. He has led every lap up to this point. So what can the 00 do? Can he work his way around, or only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see here as it looks like we have a delay. Oh, man. Meatball number 3. We have somebody wrecking. There's delay. Somebody wrecked.
Ooh, delay green here.
Yeah, somebody wrecked in the background. I have no clue who that was.
Definitely interesting to hear that always happen. Oh, Sam Dyer got destroyed, I think, by a car catching up.
Oh, Christian.
I think Christian Barnes was catching up to the field and just, I guess he
lost
it.
It.
Just wrecked. I mean, what? Oh, man. Him and Sam Dyer just going for a loop there. And that is wild scenes here from Indianapolis.
Yeah, we'll watch. He's coming down the back stretch as they have delayed, and looks like Sam, it threw Sam a black flag, which the admins are going to clear that. But we can see right here, he's catching up, and we'll slow it down here. And it looks like, I'm not exactly sure. We'll get close up, and it looks like maybe he hit the brakes, and that thing just shot around, and poor Sam Dyer just riding, having fun, and Loop-de-loopy he goes. Now, I don't think he got too much damage out of that, but I'm sure his mouth wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that is probably not the one that's going to help the mental too much for sure. You know, that's going to upset you and definitely have you a little rattled, so to say. So interesting scenes there for sure under pacing, having that all play out. But we'll see how this all shakes for Robert. But Bertel still leading the way. Carl Pooler here on the front row. Zachary King there in third. Stallings going to restart fourth with the way this is all lined up after that choose. So we'll see what Stallings can do in that outside groove. He's going to have the freshest tires of this grouping, but it's going to also be at the detriment of that clean air being gone now from that 00 for the first time all race also.
That is true. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here, as we're going to wait for that green flag to fly here. As we'll watch above here, green flag is out. Boogity, boogity, boogie, ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing again.
That we are down to turn one. Bertel done a great job, able to control the race here from the front. Pooler able up the second, but it's going to be the 00 Stallings trying to make the pass around the outside of the 51 of Zachary King. But can he get it done? Pooler going to give King the very air, but King going to push up. That's going to push the 00 wide. That's going to allow now Richard Wolsifer to take advantage of this. He's going to be the first car on the freshest set of tires. What's he going to do with this positioning? And now Scott Fritz also right behind him.
Yeah, Scott Fritz is going to try to push Richard by him, and Richard has the speed, and he is going to clear that 00, and now he's got the Stallings is now stuck in between a meatball a little bit there with dirty air, and we'll see how this all plays out, because as like you said, this is the first time he's got to deal with this all night. So it's going to be interesting to see, as it looks like right now the clean air is dominant, but we'll see if they can work their way around here, as you got teammates up here of Carl and Richard. So do they help each other out here if they can get, you know, Zachary King out of the way there, that 51? I would imagine they're probably talking, you know, right now in Discord under the team channel, figuring out how they can get around that 51 here, as the 51 now it's going to try to get underneath Carl Poole. And looks like he's going to try to clear. He's going to push up. Oh, he just, oh my God.
And look at Wolsifer. He's going to take advantage of Pooler's slow momentum there. And Wolsifer, he needs, I mean, what an excellent job he's done. He has done so well to get ahead of Stallings and be the first driver on those freshest tires. Now he has a run on King. What does he do here? Does he wait or take the opportunity? He's going to wait back here, see how he can set up this 51, maybe to get him to have that mistake and actually cut back across the nose there and really try to get a good run.
Let's see here. It's now Stallings is now going to look underneath the 71. He's on and off the gas. He's not going to be able to clear. He's going to fall back in line and get that draft upshift in the fifth gear. And this is something that we didn't talk about yet, Zach. These guys are shifting with these. These come with 5 gears. Would you save enough of gas for a couple laps here, running fifth all the way around, or would it really not matter with it being a 2-mile track?
I mean, you could save fuel definitely by running fifth here, but I will say I think fourth is going to be necessary just with the way Indianapolis is ran with the long straightaway. You really want that punch out of the corner and then that good shift down the straightaway. But it's going to be an interesting situation, that's for sure.
Well, we'll have to see if what these guys do, if they try to save a little bit of fuel or not. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe this is going to be the first time that we are going to take a break, hit a commercial break real fast here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting here with the BRB Racing League. Thank you for tuning in. We hopefully you're enjoying tonight's show, as we are going to hit a quick commercial, and we will be back when it is over with less than 2 minutes here on that commercial. So we'll be right back.
All right, we're back here, folks, from the Sim Wrap Market 250 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. And look at this, Richard Wolfsfer, Andrew Rattel, they've pulled the gap, but can the 56 get around? Because guess what? Our Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner and pole setter, Stallings, is trying to claw back that gap. Is right here. You can see the 56 trying to do everything in his power, Robert, to get this job done. He just hasn't been able to find the air that he needs.
Yeah, he's trying to find the air, but he's also trying to stay in the draft here, which is something that you want to do. So you're playing that game, try to save tires, try to find clean air, but also stay in the draft so you don't, the car in front of you don't pull away. As we're watching Andrew right now, really looking strong right now in that machine there as he pulls it down, and now he gets down into turn 1 and 2 here. And Richard just looks very strong on exit. He's just not getting them entering, and does that have to do with that dirty air there, Zach, that we keep talking about?
It definitely is a factor, and what I'm liking that Richard's doing is he's kind of opening up the entry if Rattel closes it off, and he's kind of shallow diving it if not. So he's doing what he needs to. See, he'll enter a little higher here. He's going to cross down. I think that time was a little tougher because it's just hard to enter that high here at Indy and be able to get the car back down. But this time he enters lower here, and he's going to have a good bit of air. But the 6 drops down there on the exit, and it's going to kind of stall the momentum. But the 56 doing a good job still there to stay close. The problem is he's going to have some company here soon. Stallings that last time by 7/10 faster than the both of them.
Yeah, I was just ready to say, as these guys are kind of battling, but not. But you got Stallings back here. He's running them down. Now the question is as he's getting closer and closer, what does the car do? And what's Stallings thinking right now? You got the speed. You're fast. You've been showing it that you're faster through the whole race up to this point. Do you pit a little earlier and try to do that leapfrog, or do you try to wait until these guys pit and try to beat them out of pit road with a faster pit stop? These are the keys and the factors that drivers think as they're out there. iRacing allows you to have
yellow.
We have a yellow?
We have a yellow on the speedway here.
Oh, never mind.
So Zachary Brandvold has gone around in turn 4 here.
Oh, boy.
That's the driver on the cut line right over there, tied for the cut line.
Yeah. We'll go back here on the replay here and see what we can find out here as we're watching him come down the backstretch. He's got the 75 of Johnny there. As they go down into turn 3 here, it looks like. Yeah, turn 3 and 4, and up. Well, he did a good. Yeah, well. Whoa!
Oh!
Yeah, I think that was. I don't know who that. I think that was Christian Barnes.
It was close for a few out there for sure. I think a couple. Cole Lewis, I think he kind of just scraped the wall in the 52. But yeah, Brandvold going around there kind of all by himself, just slipping on the banana peel there off the exit of 3. And I mean, that is going to bring out that caution. And this is set up an interesting situation. I still don't know, Robert. The 80% fuel load is still, I think, might be either right on the edge or just outside the window. So we'll see what the decisions are to pit. I think if it's not that close, you won't see many pit. If it's close, you're going to see, I think, the whole field pit because they know how valuable this is.
I don't think it was. We're riding along here with Barnes. I don't think it was Barnes because the yellow flag's already flying. And we'll get back to that, talking because it was only a 15-lap stint. So, yeah, it doesn't look like this was Barnes that had anything happen here. So, all right. Well, I'm not sure who that was that went flying by there, unfortunately. But as everybody's starting to come into pit road here now, these front leaders, everybody's making a pit stop. I'm assuming, I guess, tires are the thing here, like you said. Now back to what you were talking about, Zach. I do apologize as we were looking something else with the fuel. Yeah, I don't think they can make it with 66. How many laps do we got left going here?
we're only 34 to go here when we cross the line. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be on the edge, man.
I don't think they can do 34. Maybe
I
32.
will use a resource that I use very valuably here, and we'll see if I can get some data for us, Robert, here, because this is close. This is one of those situations where, you know, if it wasn't that close, I don't think you would have seen everybody pit. And the way everybody pitted right there, I really feel like everybody feels like it may be possible to make it on that fuel. We'll really have to see, of course, here
Yeah.
on that number, but it is for sure one of those situations that I'm just thinking this one could be a close call for a few out there. So I'm going to be running some number robbers, and I will get right back to you on this fuel here for these guys.
All right. Click, 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 click. Ching, 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 ching. He's running the numbers. Click, click, click. Oh.
Okay, I got the numbers, folks.
Got the numbers.
So 80% fuel load here at BRB. That means instead of our normal 20 gallons in a tank, we're going to have 16 gallons in that tank instead. We're going to be burning here at Indianapolis about 0.52 gallons per lap. So a little bit over a half a gallon, 200ths over that. And if you did the math there, that is going to leave you with 30.7 on the flaps. So right here, sitting right now, everybody would be about 3 to 4 laps short, in my opinion. But again, these numbers are without draft. This is full blown by yourself running full blown pace. You know, if you the way to make this race happen, if you can drop your fuel consumption down to say 0.48 per lap, so just under half a gallon, you know, save 400ths of a gallon per lap, you can make it 34 laps. So the possibilities are there, and with draft, we could see this could come down to like Dover. We just saw last week, Dover came down to the very end of the race. Some drivers couldn't make it on fuel. Camper, who thought about it from the very beginning, planned out his strategy, and really had it set up from the beginning to save the fuel that would allow him to continue to keep the same pace. It really allowed him to win that race pretty easily. So we'll see. Does someone out here have that in the mindset after last week getting beat by that strategy?
Yeah, and you know, the race has been basically looking green. These guys even going side by side on these restarts, they are doing a well of a job to give room. The question too is knowing this, and if they know this, are they clutching it right now? You know, under you know, this pace lap, because you could save just under this pace lap at least one lap. You know, so and then adding what you said there, Zach. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
It is definitely going to be a wild finish to tonight's race here for the SimWrap Market 250 here. The BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Pace car has pulled in. Dustin Stallings back to the lead, and he is going to take off and lead us down to turn one with him ahead of Richard Lucifer, and now going to be trying to set sail once again.
We'll see what happens here as he's now in the lead, and now Richard's probably thinking, oh my goodness gracious, I got to deal with this guy again here, as we got a hard little battle going on right now with Andrew. He has led this race here, as we see before that yellow came out. What can he do right now? He's going to fall right behind, get in line here. And like you said, if you're looking at saving fuel, Zach, right now is not the time to be driving side by side with people. You need to figure this out and you know, get in line and start saving your fuel now.
Yeah, it would be critical for that for sure. And you know, the one thing I think they will keep in their mind here though, early, if we get a quick yellow, that will immediately make the odds and the chances of making that fuel way easier. So I think a lot of drivers might push here these opening laps just to get that little bit of room, that little bit of gapping, to try to give them that little bit of space. But the reason we saw Stallings, you know, go to the lead there, you know, maybe nobody noticed there under the pit sequence there, but Rattel was our leader that came to pit road. Well, guess what? He's back in fifth now, and Richard Wolsifer, who was in second, he held on the second, but Stallings went from third to first. That's because 2 tire call for the 0-0. Remember, not too long ago, made that decision also and won a race, or won his second race of the season. He's looking to utilize 2 tires again to get out front of this field. We'll see how that's going to play off for him.
Huh. Interesting. Now that
it definitely shakes things up.
Yeah, okay. So looks like Sam Dyer either didn't take tires or he took 2 tires and fuel. But if you're packing that car and needed all that fuel mileage, you know, he was only in his pit box for 9.4. Would have they filled the tank all the way up then?
I would believe so. Also, with this only a 16-gallon tank, a little less time to fill the tank fully up.
Right.
Also, that previous run before that, only about a 10-lap run. So we didn't see the full usage of that fuel tank. It wasn't like they were filling up a full tank. That tank didn't have nearly as much, left in it. So or empty space in it. So it was easily filled up in that 9 seconds. And I think Stallings got it packed fuel, and he's just now looking for the track position as we ride on board with Sutherland, who's kind of kept it around 56, in that region all night as he watches up ahead. The battle's starting to flare up as Wood Jr. How does he was at one moment racing side by side for third. Is I think a lot of people lifting early, saving fuel right now, Robert. This is making some interesting moments play out as right now side by side for the lead. Wood Jr. and Stallings off the exit of 2.
Yeah, these guys here are trying to figure out what they want to do here. Now they're side by side, and like you said, maybe they got into that fuel window, maybe? I don't know, but right now, that 75 says it's go time as Richard dives it in there. Now he's going to try to make the move. He's just going to fall back in there. Now we got Southern over at Andrew Rotel. He's trying to make his way around here. Scott Fritz, we talked about all night, he is now working his way back up through the field. Man, oh man, I think this is going to get interesting with 26 laps to go. We'll have to see how this all plays out.
This is going to be very wild. Joshua Parent now, a little bit of contact between him and Richard Wolfson for third. That's going to push those 2 wide, slow them down. That allows Isaiah Sutherland to have a big run. He's going to push the 56. They again side by side here, Parent and the 56 of Wolfson off the exit of 2. That's allowed Stallings and Wood Jr. to pull away a little bit here, but I think this is going to be a very much cat and mouse type of run here. Everybody knows they're going to have to save tons of fuel here if they want to make it to the end of this race. And right now, everybody stacked up on top of one another, is not willing to budge and give up an inch of track position.
No, I wouldn't budge either. And they're playing with this fuel mileage because you're going to have some guys, push it too hard and burn off the tires. Now, trying to save the fuel, great, but you also got to save the tires, Zach, or they start falling off. Guys that did save the tires are going to work their way around you eventually, or at least get close to you, and then you're dealing with the side-by-side action like you see right now with Christian Barnes. Now, after that little mess up that he had there with Sam Dyer, he's now working his way up to close to the top 10 as he worked his way around 71 of Carl there.
This is all coming to a crescendo here very quickly as these drivers are finding their groove and trying to save the fuel and keep the pace. That is always the key. If you can lift and coast, just save that amount of fuel that you really feel like is necessary, it will come back to you. But right now, Johnny Wood Jr. out front trying to pull away as we check out the 54 Clark here back in the 9th position. Very important race for him as he needs to try to move his way towards the cup.
That he does, and I just wanted to also just bring him up too, and because I do like that that silver and black and white Pit Stop TV paint scheme. That is one beautiful paint scheme, and it's even on the Toyota, so that even makes me more happy.
Definitely is a great looking scheme there as everybody's dicing it up. You see Parent again back to the inside of Wilson for trying to move his way forward. Again, some contact between those two down into the corner. So unfortunately, Parent not able to keep it low there on the inside of him. And now it's going to be Sutherland trying to make the move on Parent. So Joshua Parent trying to do his best here to go forward, but now possibly going to be losing position as he's just going to clear him back in front of Sutherland.
Yeah, so we're riding along here with Richard. Listening to the gears, and I want to go to the leaders end, but we can listen to what he's doing with the gears. He's running in 4th, but I noticed with him exiting out of 4, he upshifts right away. And he did it right there coming out of 4. So he's going right in the 5th gear, Zach. Now the question is what are the front runners doing here? Let's listen to them here. Okay, he's downshifting. And we'll ride along here through 3 and come around 4. And we'll see as he's still in 4th gear. Now, does he upshift right away or does he run 4th farther? He's running 4th, he's still in 4th. Now he shifts to 5th. So he's shifting a little bit farther down. I would imagine that's helping the fuel mileage for Richard by doing that.
It does. Short shifting will help you slightly, but in iRacing, always the best way to save fuel is with the right foot. The least you're on the throttle pedal, the less juice that's flowing through them lines. So that is really one of the big things is lift and coast is what a lot of people will do. Lift earlier, let the car roll the corner faster, and yes, it can hurt the tires sometimes, but it does help fuel mileage considerably, especially if you eliminate the brake usage. His old Parent possibly into the back of the 56 of Wolfsburg. He kind of gathers it up, but now Parent going to be under attack again for the 24 of Sutherland here possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching. If something's going to happen here tonight with under 25 laps to go here, Zach, it's going to be between either that 90. Whoa, as he's blocking. Southern's going to take it high side. No, Parent's going to take it back. Oh, my goodness. These guys they're not giving an inch, guys. You still got a little under 25 laps to go.
And you can see here, this is the first time all night that we haven't seen much separation. The reason you're not seeing that is this fuel mileage being such a consideration of everybody. Everybody's pace has dropped off considerably from earlier in the race. When we looked at the last run, we were running 52 4s, 52 5s early in the run. This run already, a lot of guys into the 53s, and it's been right around a 52.8 to anywhere to a 52.3. So Wolfsburg dropping back there now. His Parent finally goes around him. I think Wolfsburg finally he just got in there a little too deep and lost the rear end of that race car. And
still gonna almost lost it again. Yeah, that car is not happy right now with him there, Zach. As let's go on board here with Richard. Watch what he's struggling with here.
And I think a little bit of that came there as he cut down right in front of Jared Hughes. He got that rear aero grease, so to say, from that front nose of that car and really lightened up the rear end for Wolfsburg. So he loses those 2 positions, but somehow regains after a little bit looser off of 4. So right here, going to slide into 5th, but still don't count this 56 out. He's been super strong all night, but at the moment, Johnny Wood Jr. leading out front.
Right now, it looks like Richard got the car back under control as a little slide there a little bit, not doing too bad, and gets a huge run on the 24. He does back off and says, nope, it's not worth it, and I'm still going to stay in the draft. So, yeah, like you said, let's not count him out here as right now he's looking pretty good, though, running here in 5th position as right now Southern is just on the back of Parent right now.
Is everybody all stacked up right here as we're nearing 20 laps to go as Wolfsburg a little look to the inside there, to the inside of Sutherland. He's going to get back out of that position. Is Sutherland a little bit into the wall off of 2. So everybody stacking up here late into this race. I mean, for this race right now, only 2 seconds separating our top 10. So very much a close battle is now Parent really sliding back as Sutherland looks to the inside of him. So this is becoming a race of, do you have the fuel, use it at one point, or don't use it at another? So this is going to come down very much to that fuel mileage race.
Oh, and this is going to open the door for Richard. Now he's going to decide he's going to go down and try to help Southern as Parent right now is looking good on the high side. He's got the speed. He's still side by side. And these guys are still going to stay side by side, it does look like. Yikes.
What a battle raging on. Yeah, this is excellent racing here. Is now Sutherland able to possibly clear, but the 90's going to fight back. There's going to be some contact, and now Wolfsburg goes to the inside. His Parent's going to lose out big momentum down the back straightaway. Wolfsburg going to try to go back to 3rd here as the stack up continues for all these drivers.
Yeah, it's 20 laps to go. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Now it's time not to give any space, not give any room, and these guys are starting to show it as we've got a cluster of cars back here with Coulter Clark and Andrew Rotel and Oh, we got Jared getting loose coming out of the turn. Something happened to him. Oh my goodness, cars are all over the place.
At the yard, cars are battling everywhere. Even the battle for third is still raging on as Wolfsfer to the inside of Sutherland. This is also right here, Coulter Clark to the inside of Rattel as he's going to try to make that pass stick on the inside. Does he clear the 6? He will. Coulter Clark up the 6, so that 54 having an excellent race.
He's definitely, yeah, and so is Walker too. He's working his way up, and now it looks like he might get freight trained on the outside. Unfortunately, we'll see if he can hold his ground. Somebody we have not talked about, and I do believe he might be a lap down, maybe. Josh Anderson back here. Yes, he is 2 laps down, unfortunately. But he's lead car on the lap down from Maddox in the 14 is also 2 laps down. So we'll have to see what them guys do if anything happens. But yeah, like you said, these guys up here not giving an inch, trying to figure out what they want to do. Save tires, save fuel, or say, screw it, I'm going to go for it. As we go back here right now with Eric Jensen, Eric there in 88, and Sam Dyer. Now he's worked himself up to 16th position, trying to get into the top 15 here. And yeah, I mean, that's going to help. We talked about it earlier, Zach. It's going to help Sam, but he needs more positions. Running back here right now, I don't think is going to help his cause too good.
I'd have to agree, Robert. I don't think it's going to cut it. I think he's going to have to get those top 8s, those top 10s, those fringe races of like fighting for 11th or 10th. But right now, Sam having a struggle of a night here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But the night is still young. We still have at least another 15 laps here of green, possibly, unless we see some yellow flags starting to rear their ugly head. But at the moment, Wood Jr. leading the way. Stallings in second, Isaiah Sutherland in third, Richard Wolsifer fourth, and in the 5th position, it's Coulter Clark. As everybody considering the fuel mileage, they're thinking, can I make it the distance? Can I get far enough? Is all right here. They're going to catch the lap car of Zachary Maddox, and this is not good for Stallings yet. Up and out the groove, and I mean, when you enter that high, you just cannot get the car turned, and Stallings there, one of the dominators of this race, our point leader, he is not in a good position now after that hit to the wall.
No, it's not. And I guarantee you, he had that wheel turn left like he's supposed to, and that front end just slid right into the wall. Got the wake of that probably dirty air, and you know, people don't realize, we talk about it, but you get behind this dirty air with these cars, it really can upset the cars. Like, it catches you off guard. Like, you're not ready for it, and all of a sudden you're going, uh-oh, she's not turning, and you're off the gas, you know, and trying to save it from hitting that wall.
And I tell you what, it's a great recovery from Stallings there from that, because he's been able to hang on the second. Yes, he's still stuck behind the likes of Zachary Maddox here, who's still kind of right in the way here, and kind of playing a good roadblock for Johnny Wood Jr. here. So this is going to be critical for Stallings to get around the 14. But Wood Jr. coming to pit road. He doesn't feel like the fuel's going to be necessary. And look at this, Wolsifer's coming too. They're going to hit the inside wall.
Oh, wow. Richard he tried to slow down, but guess what? The car never slowed down, and that's meatball number 4. Richard got a black flag.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was speeding by a mile. Like, he was never making that.
Oh, man.
He crossed the line at 80-plus miles an hour. So, Richard there, unfortunately, his really good night going really, really bad. He just trying to get way too much right here. I mean, you'll see he's almost a second and a half back from Wood Jr. here when they come to pit road, and he's going to run into the back of Wood Jr. So, this is not a great moment for the 56, who's had really great flashes tonight of possibly being a race winner or being a top 3 contender all night long.
Yeah, and you can see right here, he's never slowed down. Oh, he slowed down, slowed down. Wham! Oh, man. And Johnny's probably thinking, what in the world?
And also, you got to think those are teammates. So that's an interesting situation of I'm taking a teammate a little bit for damage. So Wood Jr. definitely some good rear end damage from that. We'll see how that affects his race car, but we'll see, do others pit too? Because right now, it looks like Stallings pitted.
Yeah, that's what I was just ready to say. I mean, that just tells us they can't make it on fuel. So they're running it hard,
Oh.
hoping for a yellow, and we got an oopsie somewhere.
Sorry, no, Stallings did not pit. I don't know if we can go back, Robert, and get a view of that, but Stallings and Sutherland racing off of 2. And, I mean, Stallings completely just lost the car down the back straightaway, slammed into the outside wall, and that shot him back all the way to 11. So you see Sutherland pit from the lead of the race. This race is turned upside down right now with everybody who's contending for a win getting in bad positions here.
Where did this happen at? Oh.
Off of 2 right there, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back a little bit more. We'll see what happens here. As you were saying, there's Zach.
Still got the lap car there, Maddox, too.
Oh, Maddox into the wall. Do we have a meatball number 5? Oh, yeah, we do.
Was the meatball working?
Into the wall, I think so. Oh, and Carl's like, oh my God.
Big moments.
Wow, like you said, this race has turned upside down. How many people were trying to save fuel as Coulter Clark was trying to get into pit road? Looks like he's received. Oh, Coulter Clark just got a meatball flag.
Yeah,
what in the world's going on? The whole race is just falling apart.
That it is. And I think Coulter Clark got it. He was actually in the lead. It hit the wall off of turn number 3 and just broke. Yeah, right here. And then look, it's going to correct back right and slam into the wall. That is by far one of the hardest hits of all night. From the lead, too.
Meatball number 6?
Yes, very much.
All right, we're racking up the meatballs. We're going to soon have a meatball sub.
Might get 2 here tonight. Maybe might get the double duo here, but Joshua Parent leading the way here for the SimRap Market 250 with 13 laps to go, coming to 12 to go. Does anybody have the fuel to make it? The first driver to hit pit road and make it out right now would be, I believe, Johnny Wood Jr. So he's right now about a 1.7 ahead of Isaiah Sutherland, who is going to have a little bit fresher tires, about 2 laps fresher. So Sutherland might have a shot and an opportunity, especially maybe with the damage to the rear end of the 75. But this is going to be interesting. 31 seconds to the lead for Johnny Wood Jr. Not enough time to catch up. So I think we could see maybe fuel mileage. He'll be a winner here. And don't count on Dakota Camper. He's back there in 4th, Robert. He might be going for back-to-back fuel mileage wins.
If he does that, then somebody needs to take him down to the hauler and check that car. He figured these cars out then. But you're right. But here the other key is that you're talking about, Sutherland back there. Just a little bit behind Johnny. The thing is that Sutherland hopefully is out of that dirty air and running by himself, or you know what I mean, where he can move her around and keep up the speed without burning them tires off. But it really wouldn't matter right now, because the way everything's looking right now, we got 11 laps to go, ready for 10 laps to go of this race. And I do believe something's telling me these top 3, top 4, like you said, maybe even the top 5 are going to go for the fuel run, or they're just hopefully banking on a yellow.
Yeah, and Zachary Maddox right here in the mix with these guys.
He needs to get out of the way.
He's been a little bit of a menace here, and 6 laps down. I understand, you've had a tough race, but at some point you're kind of causing issues for everybody right here, and just racing for nothing at this point. So maybe we'll see Maddox get out of the way here, but I don't look to be that way. So he'll be back into the wall racing these guys for leggings for position. But I'll tell you this much, Robert. The 3 of Camper, I've been watching everybody. Most of everybody is staying in 5th year here in this front group just to save the fuel. Camper back here, he is also clutching. So watch out for the 3. He might be the first one to get the green light and be able to go to make it to the end of this race.
All right, well, let's ride aboard here and watch his, I hate this tack, but we'll watch this RPM. As, he's clutching, he's keeping it in 5th, and he's not clutching much, but he's clutching, to save that fuel.
Not much time. You can't really do too much here. Down the front straight, we can do much more. Watch right here. He's going to throw it in the clutch. Boom. White line drops. And disengage clutch now. Back in there, and he's doing a great job. He's matching lap times with all these guys while doing this, and I don't think I see anybody else doing it. I'll have to check our leader of Parent, and yes, Parent also clutching in his car, rolling into the corner. Maddox not clutching. Gray Walker slightly was using the clutch, so there's definitely some use of it, but Parent and Camper seem to be the ones doing it the most. And if anything, Parent might be the one in position here by leading this thing.
Well, my worriment too is clutching like this. It can upset the car. Am I
Yes.
right or wrong? Because you go in and you let off that clutch. It could upset the car and throw it up the track.
Not only that, but a lot of times you disengage that. When you engage that clutch, you're disengaging the flywheel of the motor, which is also disengaging the engine braking. When we lift off these cars, they naturally slow down with the engine slowing itself down and just getting that little bit of bind of the motor. When you push that clutch in and disengage that flywheel, there is nothing there to turn anything, so it is just free spinning, and the car doesn't slow down as well, so you kind of push these corners a little bit too fast. The momentum is there. Then, like you said, when you disengage the clutch and let it out, it grabs sometimes and can throw you around. So you got to be very smooth with all these transitions. And, sometimes, most of the time in these ovals, we're driving with or we're driving with 2 feet. Well, you're going to have to push that clutch in, hit the brake, then get back over. So it's almost a dancing maneuver when you're doing this, saving of fuel here.
Yeah. Unless they're using a button.
Yeah, true, very much true.
I was told about something, but
yeah, we got the bite points. If you got a bite point, well, you're in luck.
I just really say, who knows? As wow, look out! Walker is now saying it's go time, maybe with 7 to go. Where did he? Man, he just stepped it up.
He might be feeling this is his opportunity. Walker has not won a race this season. Had a podium a couple weeks ago, so has had an excellent run. Same for Brendan Max, who's really, ever since this update, in my opinion, really stepped his game up. He's had some excellent runs here, and tonight kind of showing up here late with this fuel mileage being a factor, but Parent leading the way. Look at the closing rate, though, in the entry here with some of these guys, especially when you had the likes of Maddox and Anderson here, the lap cars. They're probably not trying to save fuel, Robert, and they're kind of running up on these guys while they're pushing the clutch in.
Yeah.
Things can get a little shaky here. This is not out of the realm of seeing a wreck happen up in this front group.
That's what I was ready to say. That if they don't pop that clutch when you think they're going to, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? And anyways,
and Carl Puller's coming. He's a half a second faster than all of them. So, this is mayhem right here too.
Yeah, I mean,
these lap cars are.
They're racing. They're fine. No, Carl's.
Oh, Puller coming to pit road. That's why he started pushing. He knew he couldn't make it.
Yeah. Oh, and geez.
There goes Camper. This is on Maddox right here. This is going to be for position. This is the top 3 position. Is now Maddox into the back of the lap car of Anderson.
Okay, Whoa. Anderson needs to get out of the way nicely. Yeah, this is getting dangerous.
Maddox is in the back of Parent. This is getting wild. Get buckled down. I'm telling you, this is going to end in dramatic fashion right here, because everybody's playing the mind game of, I want the lead, but I don't want to use too much fuel. Here goes Maddox. Does he feel like he's confident on the fuel now?
Oh, that's the problem. You're watching this. You're watching your fuel gauge and trying to do all this stuff that you said, Zach. And then at the same time, you're seeing, I can make it. No, I can't. I can make it. No, I can't. Now I'm half a lap short. You know what I mean? So you're playing this teeter-tot game back and forth with the gas pedal, the brake, the clutch. Yeah, I mean, if anything's going to happen, we're going to see carnage right here. But right now, Walker said, screw yous all. I am out of here.
Yeah, he must feel very confident, because the lap time he's producing right now, 53.126. That is very good. I'm almost questioning myself, anybody can take the top off, after those stops, and I'm looking at it. It doesn't seem like Gray Walker topped off, so it wasn't that case that he has a little bit extra in the tank, but he just must feel confident right now. But Maddox, I will say, is starting to close the gap down also.
Well, that's it. If Maddox would get the win here tonight, save the fuel mileage, you know, all these guys, if they can do this with 3 laps to go, congratulations to them. But these upcoming tracks, not so much at Gateway, but Rockingham, that number 23, watch out. He is very fast at that track.
Definitely have to see how that works out. It always seems like a niche track that some drivers just really specialize at. And we'll have to see
he's
if that's
fast.
where Maddox is waiting for. So
oh yeah,
it's going to be fun to watch.
I guarantee you he's waiting for that. He's got that pencil circled in. He dominated last year when we went to that track, and he's gonna dominate again. He was extremely fast. Now again, this is different physics from, you know, this recently updated. Well, you're not going to finish second if you do that, but you know, we got different cars, different the way they handle. So, you know, I know he's fast, but maybe the car with the change, maybe, you know, slowed him down, but I don't think so. Like you said, since this update, Maddox has been, you know, pretty consistent with this machine.
That he has, and lap times have picked up, Robert. 2 to go here. Less than 5 miles now here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Who has the fuel? Camper up to third. He's gotten around Joshua Parent. And now it's Gray Walker, though, a half a second ahead of Brendan Maddox, snaking down the back straightaway, trying to break the draft, trying to find a way to win his first career BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series race. He heads into 3 and 4 for the penultimate time tonight. He's just going to be looking for 2.5 more miles of fuel. While I'm saying this, Camper's closing in at a quick rate here. We're going to look up to the flag stand. It's white flag for the Simrap Market 250 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Who's going to bring it back here to Indianapolis, back around for the checkered flag?
Well, here we go. Final lap. Race is in the book. No matter what happens, does he have the fuel? Not sure. We're going to find out as he goes down the backstretch, and hitting the wall's not going to help him. But he is keeping the distance from Maddox as Maddox is trying, and he's going to use that lap car for. He's using a lap car to help draft him up through the track.
Maddox is out. Maddox out down the back straightaway here.
No.
Maddox is out. Brandvold up to third. Camper into second, and Camper about 1.1 back. Ken Walker make it back around. We're on board with the 18 for the time being in the turn 4 for the final time tonight. Does he have the fuel? Does it stick around and make it?
Yes, he
Walker did it. The fuel is there, and the 18 is going to get his first career win here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Congratulations. What a job on saving fuel. What a job for Dakota Camper on saving fuel.
Running out now.
Oh, man, yeah, these guys, they're not going to make it around the track to give us a nice little burnout, but you got to give these guys that ran. You know, Scott Fritz also saved fuel. Andrew Littell also saved fuel. Eric Jensen also saved fuel, Zach. Brandon Maddox, unfortunately, is going to come home P12. Who else made it on? Dustin Stallings, 34 laps. So, yeah, wow, what an ending of a race here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
What a wild scene here. 2 weeks in a row, it's fuel mileage that wins out. And the man who got it done is the 18 of Gray Walker. He is going to be feeling, I think, ecstatic after that, especially due to the point situation that he was sitting in. This is going to be a big change up for that young man as they're getting the push all the way back around here to pit road. He's going to not have the fuel to celebrate, I think, unless he's been, not utilizing it. Yeah, I mean, maybe just, hey, guys, push me around so I have a little bit just to get that burnout, you know. They'll get the shove down here, and I think he's going to...
he's going to try. Oh, now they're all like, okay, I think maybe the 33 might be out of fuel. Well, who knows?
This very well may be, but Gray Walker here tonight on the cut line. He's not worried about a cut line no more. That 18 machine, your race winner, and
nope,
he's going to stop, I think, just on the yard of the bricks there with no fuel in that race car. But guess what? A checker flag in hand. So that is all that matters to the 18 team. And we're going to step away here for our post-race get set up for our post race interviews, as we'll hear from the 18, the 3-car Dakota Camper, and the 55 of Zachary Branfold, and possibly a spotlight driver. So stick around, and we'll talk to your favorite drivers right after this. And we are back here, folks, for the Sim Wrap Market 250 here from the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. As what a race unfolded underneath our eyes here tonight. Fuel mileage coming down to the end here, and it was Gray Walker getting the first win of the season for the 18 machine. He came in on the cut line. Let's hear from this driver after the excellent performance here to save the fuel. Gray, you got a copy of Zach up in the booth?
Yep.
Well, buddy, I tell you what, congrats, man. You saved the fuel. You make it to the end. And now you're coming into tonight on the cut line. You get the win here in Indianapolis. Just take us through that final stint and how you're able to save the fuel to make it to the end, because we see it was out right after the line.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I think it was maybe the start of stage 3. I knew there was probably something we could do with fuel. And I think there was a caution. It just made me realize that I could definitely save, and then Braxton also came in, told me to save, and so everybody's saving, Coulter's saving, and then I noticed everybody around me is going like slow on the straight. So like, yeah, obviously everyone's saving, and so I just try my best to stay in the draft as much as I can, and I never really like clutch in. I'd like go like half throttle, or I'd lift like halfway down the straight, right? And so um, the other than that, it was, I don't know. I just it was crazy, but I was able to pass people by like I would get off the corner and I was like, okay, I've barely enough fuel to make it. So I'd always just push on the straightaway, try and get as much draft as I can, and just like send it into turn one. And I just like easily clear them. And so yeah.
Oh, definitely an excellent job there saving that fuel, like you said. I mean, it it was definitely interesting to watch because we noticed how many people were trying to do it, but you definitely did it the best of anybody to get around to the checker flag first. I mean, when did you feel like you were confident on making it? Because we noticed you got to the lead and we were, worried for a moment, but with how big a gap you started open, we felt like maybe you've already felt confident on making it.
Yeah, that was really weird for me because once I got, I think it was past Zach Maddox. He was right behind Brendan. I think he was lapped. As soon as I got by him, I'm like, Josh and Brendan are going really slow, and I should have just enough fuel to make it. And so I'm like, I think I could afford to just like full throttle it down a straightaway once or twice to get by him, hopefully get the track position. Then I can just go back to saving. And so that's what I did, and it worked out perfectly.
It definitely did work out perfectly. I mean, you came in here tonight, like I said, tied for the cut line. Now you come out of here with a win. How does that feel? Great to have that film coming out of here with only 3 races left in the regular season.
I don't know. It was really insane to me because this is not a place I really expected to win, especially starting off this race. I mean, I was just in the back. I was trapped in the pack, just was not feeling confident about anything at all. I was like, I'm not going to get a good finish, no stage points, nothing. And it just feels amazing to manage to pull that off, especially at my home track. It was just insane to me. Really happy about it.
Definitely got to be feeling good about that one for sure. First win of the season for you, second top 5, and to bring home a checker flag at Indianapolis. Definitely cannot complain about that, Gray. Well, before we let you get out here and go celebrate this thing and get prepared for the rest of the regular season, anybody want to send a shout out to in the 18?
I'd like to shout out. Okay, so I shouted out Braxton last time, so I'm gonna shout out Noski this time. He's the one who like completely owns Accelerate. He's really helped all of us a ton. Him and Braxton both have just been so much of a help to all of us. Really helped us all out. Really appreciate what they've done, and I would not be here without either of them. So yeah, I want to give them a shout out.
Well, tell you what, Greg, congrats on getting the victory, and we will catch you out there on the track next week.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there you heard it from real race winner, first-time race winner, 2-year BRB, Gray Walker in the 18, was able to save the fuel and get it done here at the Yard of Bricks. So definitely going to be happy for that young man, but let's move on to last week's race winner. He does it again. He saves the fuel, doesn't come home first, but comes home a solid second place. Let's hear from Dakota Camper. Hey, Dakota, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, an excellent job once again after the win last week at Dover, saving the fuel, being the maestro there. This week, you're going to come home second once again by saving fuel. So, I mean, take us through it, man. It seems like everybody caught on to your tactics last week and they kind of learned from that. When did you decide this time that the fuel was going to be the call to go with again?
Yeah, as soon as that caution came out there and just at the right time to try and make it to the end, I came back in and topped off, and just I kind of, when I topped off, I got behind a couple of lap cars that kind of distanced me out from the field, and my teammate Josh Anderson, I was like, you got to come back here and get right in front of me. I need your draft, and he stayed right in front of me for 25 straight laps, and that's how I made it. Big props to him, that clutching every corner. Just trying to save, and I was just screaming, please run out on that last lap to Gray, but man, he did a great job.
Definitely did an excellent job there to save the fuel, save for you too, especially like you said, they're having the really save right behind your teammates. So, with these good finishes and not much left in the regular season, how does it feel to be building this momentum before the playoffs start, Dakota? Because you've really been on quite the roll.
Yeah, I just have been waiting for some of these races to go without caution towards the end. That's really where I excel, as long green runs. And these last 2 weeks have been two tracks that have not been my best tracks. I just came in like last night at the practice race, I wrecked a bunch. Last week at the practice race, I wrecked a bunch, and I just came into the race thinking, just don't wreck. And it played into my hand with the fuel strategy to come out with a good finish. And some of these more like mile and a half is more the tracks that I do well at. So I'm hoping we can get some green flag runs there, and hopefully we can have some more good runs before this thing's over with, and they can take all the road courses and throw them in the trash can.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, we got Gateway coming up next week. Definitely a tricky, awkward track. How do you feel about that one? Because I think it's going to be quite a challenge for a few.
Yeah, I like Gateway. It's hard to tell. I've ran well there, but it was this new tire model. It seems like you're having to relearn every track you go to. So hopefully it's similar to what I ran in the past, because I have done well there in the past, and hopefully we're not too far off. And because this new tire model and the aero, it's just you get behind another car and it's just tight. And if somebody kind of drives across your front, across your nose, and puts you in their wake in a weird way, like it just upsets the car so much. So hopefully next week's a familiar experience at least.
Definitely is going to be an interesting one, Dakota. Before we let you get out of here and go get prepared for Gateway next week, anybody want to send a shout to in the 3 camp?
Yeah, first off, the man upstairs, appreciate letting us come out here and have a good life and a good hobby to come out here and have fun with our friends. A big shout out to my teammate Josh C. Anderson for towing me around those last 25 laps, and he also paints my race cars, and this car I'm driving tonight's a special one for me. I just want to thank my parents who tune in every week. My wife, who's upstairs asleep, growing a baby. So big props to her. Just a big shout out to you guys up in the booth, and Adam and Steven, who do a good job running this league. And I just them stepping out to take control of this league is big props to them. So appreciate all y'all.
Well, Dakota, congrats again on the excellent finish, man, and we will catch you next week at Gateway.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
All right, folks, you heard there from your second place driver here tonight, the 3 machine of Dakota Camper. Now we're going to move ourselves on to third place, and it's going to be another driver. We know our race winner, he was on the cut line. Well, guess what? This is the guy that was tied with him. He's going to finish third. Let's hear his thoughts and feelings after Indianapolis. Hey, Zach, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. You got me?
Yeah, we got you, man, loud and clear. I tell you what, congrats on bringing home third, because going back and looking at it, you started off 19th in that run. It seems like from the beginning you had the mindset to save the fuel. Take us through it, though. To end up third after all that's said and done, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that was crazy. Everyone fuel saving. I think I ran about 20 laps by myself trying to save fuel. But just people dropping like flies, either coming to the pits or doing a massive fuel save. So, what really helped me is I came in at the end I was already at the tail end anyway, because I spun, and I came back in because I, was like, all right, I'll top off. And I think that's what really did it for me. So, the highest finished in BRB so far, and very, very rewarding race day or race night tonight.
Definitely, for sure. That's where I was going to kind of go next. Highest finish of the season for you here at BRB, and then also coming in tonight, you're on the cut line. Tied for the cut line there in the points. I mean, Gray Walker does win here tonight, who was tied with you, but you're also going to have an excellent point night here in third. So take us through the feelings there, and especially with only 3 races after tonight left in the regular season, how was thoughts, feelings, and concerns about what's upcoming?
Yeah, that was crazy. I was talking to Dakota and Gray in the waiting room before this. It's funny how us 3 were kind of battling, a couple weeks ago and into even last week at the tail end of the playoff cut line, and here we are, 1, 2, 3. right now. So yeah, it's going to be tight. I think I gained 1 point. So it's going to be a fight every single week. 3 races left. I'm gonna do my best. But good recovery today, considering I started I don't know 30th. So messed up in qualifying. So to be able to get some stage points and finish third is huge.
Definitely is a huge night for you here, Zachary. Congrats on pulling off a podium finish. And before we let you get out here and go get prepared for Gateway next week, anybody want to send a shout out to on that team?
I do want to shout out Gray Walker. His teammates with him last year. So very happy for him to see him get a win and accelerate. I know those guys are pumped up. So.
Alrighty, there you heard it from Zach, folks. Congrats on third here tonight, Zach, and we will catch you out there at Gateway next week, man.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, there you heard it from your third place driver in the 55, Zachary Brandville. What a drive for him, up to third from 19th. Now we're going to go to the other side of the fence. The driver that was on the outside looking in of the cut line. This is where things are starting to get very, very murky, so to say, when it comes to how the points are working. So let's hear from our own up here from Freaky Fast Broadcasting, the 35 of Sam Dyer. Hey, Sam, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Well, man, I tell you what, you're going to come home 11th here tonight at Indianapolis. And after it's all said and done, how are you going to feel about this result? I mean, fuel mileage race and definitely an interesting intel how that all played out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take an 11th place finish when I really didn't race anyone all night long. There was that late caution that put us in the window to fuel save, kind of made this race into, okay, let's try to fuel save better than last week. At Dover, I had the fuel mileage, just didn't have the tires. So I'm happy to find success with an 11th place finish. I mean, I almost got my 4th top 10 finish of the season. Crazy to say that. And, it's a success for a track that I felt miserable at all night long.
Definitely, like you said, may not have been racing people all night, but to take home 11th, I think you'll definitely come out here happy with that. But the situation with the points definitely getting interesting too. Also, you had the 2 drivers coming in tonight right ahead of you get the win with Gray Walker, and then of course Brandville get the top 3 there. How's the feelings going into these final 3 of the regular season, knowing there is 3 really completely different and tricky tracks with Gateway, Rockingham, and Homestead upcoming, Sam?
Yeah, tricky is the right word to say. I don't know how I feel for points wise. I think my chances of making the chase are kind of over. I race so differently than everyone else. My mentality is let's make it to the end of the race instead of let's race the first half and get as many bonus points as possible. I know that's kind of hurting me a lot on trying to go for the chase. I know right now I can confidently say the stat I keep looking at is I'm 7th of the full-time drivers in our average finish at the end of the race. So I'm taking that as a kudo to myself. But when it's the upcoming races, they're 2 of the racetracks coming up, Gateway, Rockingham. They're the 2 tracks that I went in the most scared last season, but came away with my best finishes of the season. So I think it's keep my head out of trouble. I mean, keep myself out of trouble and try to stay afloat watching everyone else wreck around me.
It definitely was an interesting night. Hey, and some interesting tracks coming. Like you said, the ones you worry about the most seem to come out the best. So we'll have to see how that all unfolds here through the next coming weeks. But before we let you get out here, Sam, and go get ready for some broadcasts up here, Freaky Fast broadcasting in the next few weeks here at BRB. Anybody want to send a shout out to?
Yeah, I don't get to do this very often, so I had to read a list. First and foremost, in the chat, I saw him out there. I want to say thank you to Nick Crawford. Usually in my stream chat, I want to say thank you to Tyler Dengler. If you want to watch my stream and my point of view of being 10 miles back from the field, you can check out my stream on Twitch at Shoutcaster Sam. Also want to say thank you to admins and sponsors. You can see it on my car, changed up colors, but thank you to Target for being my sponsor for this season. Unaffiliated with them, just thought it was a cool scheme. Also want to say thank you to my Xbox friend group that are rooting me on each and every night. They hate it when I leave to go race, but I can't wait to go game and play Valorant with you guys after this interview. And finally, I want to say thank you to you guys up at the booth. It's a pleasure to have you guys cover for us. I know it was an awkward time, but can't wait for you guys' final couple of broadcasts. And it was a pleasure to get up here and actually get interviewed for once as a driver.
Yeah, we definitely had to do it for sure at least once. We had to get it in. So I'm glad we finally got it in here. So congrats on 11th here tonight, Sam. And hopefully these next 3 weeks play out. And you never know, maybe you'll be inside that playoff position.
You never know. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, you heard it there from our own Sam Dyer coming home in 11th and 9th. He's going to go and get prepared for these final 3 weeks of this regular season here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. I tell you, it has been a wild night here at Indianapolis. We didn't, coming into this, didn't think fuel mileage was going to be a factor till that last little yellow. So it really shook things up, Robert. I don't know if you have much to say there, but it is definitely one of those things that, like, it is such a fascinating situation when you have people that come out of nowhere to get these race wins, and I think that's really what happened there with Gray Walker. I mean, even he said it himself that was riding kind of in the pack for most of the night, and it just shook out the way where he was going to be able to save the fuel the right way.
Well, yeah. What I come away from this thing is fuel mileage. We don't see much of it. You talk about it like at Pocono, and also Indy. I know all too well about Indy. If you remember, Zach, with fuel mileage not working my way, but yeah, just to see. I mean, it was a great race to watch. In general, especially clean racing. Had a couple yellows, and that's going to happen. But overall, to come down to a fuel mileage race, not knowing who's going to win, made it very interesting for us to call a race. So congratulations to these guys.
No doubt. Congratulations to everybody here at BRB. It has been a pleasure to call so far, and got to give huge kudos. I think Camper brings it up to Buzzio and Borbell stepping out of the car.
Yeah.
And doing what they've done, because to be completely frank, it does seem to have an effect. These races have cleaned up a good majority, and races have been very, very strong. So everybody's got to pat themselves on the back here, I think, at BRB for all the great work they've done so far. So I definitely want to do that. I also want to, before we get into our race results here, as we can't show you the full ones, I do want to give a shout out to all the sponsors who help make it happen here at BRB, because without them, they would not be able to do what they do. So, of course, shout out to Butt Kicker, title sponsor here at BRB. They've been with them since almost the very beginning. So make sure you go over to thebuttkicker.com, check out what they have in store for you there, and tell them that BRB sent you. Then you'll be able to also check out the Rev Sim Shop. They got great button boxes and also some custom paints out there for yourself. Maddox Graphics, they're going to have your iRacing paint schemes that you need, so make sure you head over to maddoxgraphics.com. Also, you're going to have the Performance Ford Group, who delivers, food to many customers over the United States and Canada, and definitely an important factor in the world of, getting people the food they need to survive out there. So thank you to Performance Food Group for being a proud sponsor here. And then also, last but not least, shout out to SimWrap Market Group, or simwrapmarket.com, because they got some of the best paint schemes out there. Also, they sponsored tonight's race, so got to give all those people a shout out. But as you see it on the front there page here now, that's going to be our unofficial results. As Gray Walker is going to get his first career win here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Dakota Camper is going to bring it home in second. Brandvold's going to bring it home in third. Fourth's going to go to Joshua Parent. Didn't have the fuel there at the end, but was able to at least get back around to the finish. Scott Fritz, another top 5 for that 48. He's starting to push his way forward in the points. 6th is going to go to Andrew Mattel in the 6th machine. 7th is going to go to Johnny Wood Jr., the first drivers to hit pit road there under those stops. He gets back to 7th. Isaiah Sullivan, same for him. He's going to be 8th. Eric Jensen, there we saw he had a wild night with a spin. He's going to finish 9th. 10th is going to go to Jared Hughes. Our very own Sam Dyer there, we talked to him. He's going to finish in 11th with Zachary King in 12th. And rounding out that top 13 is going to be Carl Pooler. That is unfortunately for our ATVO going to be the only thing we can show you results-wise, but definitely some other drivers down that results that I want to bring up. Stallings, of course, going to finish back there after winning stage 1 and 2 and sitting on pole. He's going to finish back in 14th. Tough finish there for him. Same Richard Wolfsford back in 19th, who had an excellent run going all night and just seemed to step away from him late in the going. So tough nights for a few out there, Robert, but it was definitely a great night of racing here from BRB and all these drivers from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Most definitely. And before we step out here too, Zach, I just want to give a shout out to 3 more sponsors. Ideal Lease. Don't forget to check them out down in the link in the description below. Also, Maddox Graphics. Thank you for them for bringing all the paint schemes and things that you see on a lot of these cars. And also Sundance Pizza is a proud sponsor here at BRB, and I'm sure I'm missing one more. I know there's one more they have, but I just wanted to make sure that they get a shout out because we kind of forget about all the sponsors that they have. But anyways, you can find all the links down below, in this stream here in the description. Click on them, give them support, and help them out, by at least checking them out. So.
No doubt with that, Robert. Always got to give the support to all the people who support everybody here at BRB. So, got to give them a huge shout out. Make sure you, like you said, go down there and check that description. Also, if you want to support us, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button so you can be notified each and every time we go live. Because not only do we go live here on Tuesday nights for the next 3 weeks, we're going to also be going live tomorrow night on Wednesday nights at the WSSR Cup Series as they continue their regular season battle as it roars into North Wilkesboro Speedway. So if you ever want to watch some yellow flags and some carnage, I can tell you what, you can join us on a Wednesday night and you will get that, folks, for sure. You never know how it's going to end up, but I can tell you it's going to be definitely interesting. That is one word we'll use, and that is the word we'll use to describe it. I'm the owner of the league, so I don't want to be too mean to them, but yeah, we'll see how Wilkesboro goes. So definitely, if you want something interesting to see, tune in tomorrow night. But we also, too, Robert, will be bringing Trinity here coming Monday night. So we got some really cool stuff with the Xfinity car coming up there on Monday nights. So we're gonna have Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays for these next 3 weeks coming up, and it's gonna be a fun little time, I think, for all of us up here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, getting all of this iRacing action in.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be picking it up here, like you said, for the next 3 weeks at least. We'll have 3 races per week. But with that being said, we want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you share this stream to your friends, family, and your loved ones. We do much appreciate it. But until then, like we always like to say here at Freaky Fast Racing, God bless everybody. Love yous all. Peace out.